me go. I said, I'm sorry. He's like, no, talk to him. He's really cool. We had me crying like,
Aww.
I don't
military guys, military shit. I lost my best friend. We were in Iraq. I lost my best friend there. He died in my arms. He's on my arm. And I don't talk about it.
Mhm.
But with him, it was like really, I mean, he can kind of understand. And so,
Thanks, girl. Another one. Yeah.
so a friend of mine adopted her from a resale shop. Her daughter took her home and she creeped them out. She's like, we can't.
Aww.
So the daughter says to her mom, do you think Uncle Nacho would adopt her? So we were at OSR and they brought her to
Did you
me.
see whenever we
I took her home. She's very old, she's very sweet, but she is so sad. I just don't think she's had love in her life. I mean, look, she's been stabbed in the face.
Yeah.
She's got a stab in the neck. Something has eaten her feet. That was me.
Yeah.
But she just wants somebody to love her. So she's one of our 4 dolls. I just got another one delivered today, so 5 dolls, and I'll probably buy another one downstairs. But she's kind of my favorite, and I like to take her out and let her get energy from other places. And but it's everything about her to me is just so sad, and I wanna help that. But she's a good gal, so
I mean, I like her. She's cool dog.
she's had a rough life, but I wanna do good for her.
I've got a couple like that. Most of the ones I've got that they look a little rough. I really like them. There's one, however. I'm like, you gonna stay in a box.
So I think I still have the picture.
You gotta stay in a box.
I still have a picture. I have a picture of the one that's coming today. A friend of mine bought her for me, and nobody likes her.
Interesting.
She's got an odd vibe to her. I haven't
Yeah, she does.
I haven't met her yet, but I'm hoping that she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
If not, then she'll move on. But
Yeah.
she's definitely interesting.
Since y'all have been at the reliquary, we have gained a massive wall of dolls in there.
Oh yeah. Ooh. All right. Well, if she doesn't work out, she may. I know Shauna doesn't want any more at the Dawes house.
There's a couple down there that I really want. I'm like, you do not spend $200 on a doll. Do not spend $200 on a doll.
I'm going to go down there and see, but I'm going to try to resist.
Yeah, there's 2 that I want. Both of them are almost $200 because we can't be cheap, you know.
Well, no, I mean you got to have what you need. I mean,
Yeah.
the price tag doesn't mean anything. It's what's inside.
I need you to tell my wallet that.
Well, listen, I know all about that. All right, well, so we're here with Blue Bodie, and just go ahead and tell us who you are, what you do, and I mean you're like pretty much worldwide famous anyway, but.
I don't even know what I do. I always think people ask, I'm like, everything.
Me?
I don't know. I'll just go where they tell me to go. So I started doing this. Well, my parents. I always joke that my parents were upper middle. Well, they're middle class hippies. We were not upper middle class. Middle class hippies. But so I grew up going to Honda. One of the very first haunted places I ever went was the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, and like much love to the Crescent. That's my favorite place. So I've been going there over 40 years at this point. And then my second haunted place ever to go is the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, and that place still creeps me out. I love it to death. I love going up there to Estes Park, but yeah, that place still. By the way, if y'all are whiskey connoisseurs, they have a whole private thing down in the basement. Just saying. That is where your wallet will hurt. But yes, I'm just like. So I grew up doing the paranormal stuff, and in 20 I lost my mom, and my ex-husband had done a tour in Iraq, came back all jacked up with, muscle issues, nothing like that they could really fix. So I started learning all of these different things to try to help, because I watched the VA just like pills, and he finally was like, screw it, I'll sit here, So I started trying to learn all these things, and so I made a promise to myself that every year I would, because I'm not going to stop eating chocolates, I'm not going to lose weight. I don't care anymore. So I was like, I'm just going to start learning shit. So I made a promise to myself that I would either learn one big thing that took me all year or 3 small things. So since 2014, I now have over 217 certifications. So
Wow.
I have just continued learning the entire time. And so I'm a master herbalist, and I have my esthetician degree and license. And then so I have over 118 Reiki certifications alone, and things like that. So yeah, so I have epilepsy, and I get obsessive with things. So I mean, there's that. So yeah.
But that's amazing. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell have I done the last 10 years? Oh, nothing. That's okay.
No, I got tired of making all these, and I tell everybody, I'm like, if you know that you're gonna make a resolution to stop smoking, I like cigars. I'm not gonna stop smoking. I'm sorry, I love cigars. And I like tacos and pizza, and I joke, if you want to know where the best food is, you ask the diabetic, because the diabetic always knows, because we have to ration the good shit. So I'm not gonna stop. I'm not, So what else can I do? Because I was tired of breaking my own word to myself, and I thought, what, let me just learn some shit. And it has snowballed from there.
Wow. That's amazing. We took some paranormal classes, right? I think it was 7 classes. And we got these little certificates, and I was like, I felt pretty good about that. That's nothing.
I can't even fit all of mine on a wall.
No, you probably can't fit them in a building. You could probably fill the damn jail. Holy cow, that's amazing.
I mean, I did buy a cathedral, so there's that.
Yeah, there's time to fill it. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, and then
Whoops, that was weak.
I travel all over the place, going to haunted places, spiritual places, and one of the things that I love with how TikTok has been glorious to me, and I love that I grew up going to crazy places and haunted places and learning how to be respectful to the spirits that live there and how to walk quietly. And I joke that my dad raised boys. I might look at the bougie, but I could go out and within 10 or 15 minutes, I've got some bows and arrows made. I'm ready to go hunt dinner. I can start a fire with nothing. I'm that kind of girl. I don't want to. Let me just clarify that. I don't want to. I like matches and lighters and hotels. Okay, so but I can. So I grew up doing that, and so I've been to some just insane places. And so a lot of my followers, they may never get to go to some of these places, and so I try to take them there. Hey, let's go do this haunted shit. Because a lot of them are I am never going to go there, but I'll watch you do it. And I'm sweet, just tap it right on the street, But it allows me to take people places that they may never get to go.
And that's exactly where we do our lives, whether it's something like this or any place that we go, because there are people that watch us that just cannot get out to these places.
Yeah.
And we want to bring them with them.
Yeah.
We will bring them with us. And we don't make any money off of Facebook or TikTok. I lied. I think we made $1.53 off of Facebook last year. That's with 3 subscribers. So Facebook took half of our $3. But yet our subscribers get a free T-shirt, this, that, So we're not in this. And even this stuff, what we got up here, this is maybe $1 or $2 more than what we paid for.
Yeah.
My sister makes all the shirts. We sell them for $20. It probably takes her $18 to make them, and we give her $15 back out of the shirts. So we're not in this to make money. We're in this for people.
Yeah.
I always say I'd rather deal with the dead than the living. And for a lot of them, it's true. But there are a lot of, and I've met so many good people out here today, this weekend. But that's another part of the paranormal is we get to meet people that otherwise we wouldn't meet. And we have made all these bonds with people that there was no chance of otherwise, right? And that's what this is about. The spirits, the locations and the history, and then the people you get to meet. And if we can bring somebody along that can't get out, my sister could not get here for this. I did all these lives. She wanted that baby doll yesterday. So she paid for the baby doll. Somebody made it for her. Now I'll take it back home to her.
Oh, I love
So
that.
it's just about
You're
people,
a good
right?
brother. Oh my gosh.
Look, she made the tablecloth. She made this shirt.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, my sister does a lot for me. And if I could have paid for that baby doll for her, I would have. I couldn't, but I could have, I would have. Because everything she does for me, and she's also on our team, but she can't travel as much. She's an ordained minister. We go to people's houses and cleanse their houses together when we get a chance. So So she lives in Ohio, but we do things for each other all the time. And I think that's what this is all about, is giving back to people that either want to do it but don't have the courage to do it, or just can't do it. And I don't ask for followers, I don't ask for money, I don't ask for anything from anybody. Somehow we have like 70, almost 7,400 followers in
That's
2
awesome.
years.
That's awesome.
I don't ask for, we try to be who we are, and you go out and meet people. And that's, to me, that's enough. You don't have to have the fanciest of this or the best of that or being shown off about. Just go out and do what you do, and people, you give them respect, they're going to give it back, right?
I agree. I agree.
So the reliquary. So like, you guys are like staying there now?
Oh yeah, we did some renovations. We're doing renovations all this week.
Are you gonna move there?
That's
Or is
my
it-
goal, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Everybody keeps saying that, but like, so one of the reasons, we have the safe space, right? So I spent, after I bought the place last year, I've owned it, like on the 17th, I've owned it an actual year. I was like, woohoo! But I went through all the doors, and from baseboards all the way up around, it is completely warded. I'm actually going to go and like carve them into the doors while I'm there this week, because like that's a safe space. Like you need a place where you can kind of like decompress, And so I've had so many people just within the last couple of days say, "Oh, when I was there, like thank you for having that space." Like I felt like once I crossed that threshold, I was safe basically, and I'm like, like I grew up learning that shit, like but it does take a lot of effort, a lot of time. But yeah, some of the spirits there were not happy. Like the entire, y'all remember the safe space area? Like it's no longer nursing home yellow. It is all black and gold. They didn't like that. I told them like we kept getting like all these hateful like get out and stuff like that. And I was like, look, bitches, like I this is my building, And I'm like, so if either I can paint it black and y'all can dig it, and we can still play your whoever the hell it is that likes Copacabana, we can play Barry Manilow on repeat, and I can do this for you. Or Farmer Bob down the street can buy it and tear it down. Like up to you.
Right.
Like up to you.
It's a big deal.
Up to you, man. Like whatever you want to do. But yeah, y'all, like you and some other teams, like have caught some crazy stuff. I am so thrilled that you caught that guy upstairs.
I told you that we had people that were scared to death and just wouldn't stay. Now we had some that were like, it's just safer if we go, and they weren't necessarily scared. But we had some people that were like, no. We went with 18 people, and at the end of the night, there was 4 of us: me, Deb, and our teammate Mark and his daughter Jordan. We stayed. Everybody else was gone. One guy drove from Gettysburg there. He worked all day, drove there,
and then drove back.
Spent-
Oh my god,
was
that's
there
like
till,
a
like,
4.5
midnight,
hour drive. Yeah.
and drove. I think he said it was 5.5.
Oh my god.
So 10 hours driving, 6 or 7 hours there, plus an 8 or 9 hour shift before that. He was like, nope, I'm going home. I'm not staying here. Look, when we lay down, you heard footsteps, you heard voices. You couldn't understand them, but you could hear them. I mean, there was movement everywhere, but I was fine. I slept. Deborah did not sleep. I think Mark and Jordan both slept, and Deborah was going to go sleep in the car. She has a knack for being like bailing and go sleep in the car. And she's like, there's Jordan, who slept with us there. She's like, the car's in the middle of the damn cemetery. I can't let someone.
But to be fair, they all go to bed at 9:30. Like we've even tried to get Urias goes to bed at 9:30, but usually after about 10:30, like nothing.
And see, like between midnight and 3 is when it really kicked up for us. It was just amazing, and I can't wait to come back.
I can't wait for you guys to come back. Like I've heard so many amazing things. Like, and it's validating for us, because when we're there, we're like, did you hear that? Yeah. Did you? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm not crazy. Okay. And then we just go about our business. But yeah, anytime like we were in there painting, we had equipment going off constantly. And so I just tell them, I'm like, look, bitches, like it's my building, I will paint everything black. Like, don't make me do it, I actually am going to, but like,
I will do it.
But yeah, it was. I love that place.
Well, tell everybody where they can find you, how they can keep up with you.
So all my socials are the Blue Bodie, not the Blue Holiday, not the Blue Bloaty, not the Blue Bodie 97, The Blue Bodie. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all the things. X. President Obama follows me on X. I'm just saying. Like,
Whoa.
flex.
Whoa.
I don't. I'm probably on the watch list somewhere. That's probably what that means. But you know, like maybe I can get him and Michelle out real quick.
There you go. I think that could be interesting.
I would fangirl. I think I would fangirl.
You would have so much Secret Service there.
Dude,
Nobody could get within 20 miles. That would be awesome.
that'd be even better. Shit. The only person I've ever fangirled at was Michael Berryman. And he's in The Hills Have Eyes and stuff.
Yep.
He's the nicest guy, but he has this like commanding presence when you're around him. And I did an aura drawing for him several years ago. And yeah, I was like, and then we sat and talked about auras and all other world. Like, dude, he is the coolest dude ever. He is the coolest dude ever. But yeah, like when I walked away, I was like, oh my god, there's a like I was like, oh my god, like yeah. So it cracks me up. My voice went up like 9 billion octaves. It was great. But yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time. I know you're probably getting mobbed down there with all the people. This is a great fest.
It is.
Shauna
It is.
has done an amazing job, and she should be so proud of herself. I know she's exhausted, and I know she said this is it for this one, but it's hard to say goodbye to this because this is such a cool fest.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
If she says she's done, and I can respect it.
Yeah, but I heard the but.
But.
Even though you didn't say but, I heard the but.
I've got a little inside info that there might be something else. I don't know, but you never know. But thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And now I am Baby Nacho. We'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And I'll get you on the podcast. So
Because now I have maybe not so in my mouth.
I was about to reach out to you, and then Ryan from Trap Souls is like, "Oh, I got Blue Bodie." I'm like, "Well, then I can't because like he was, we do a podcast together, and I'm like, I'm not going to just do everybody that he did. That's not, I'm doing my own thing. So I'll wait a little bit and then circle back. Ryan's my buddy, and so I just don't want to be like, I'm riding his coattails, right? I want to do my own thing. So, and then Sean asked me the same time, I'm like, I can't because Ryan's doing it, and I'll wait a little bit. So, but we'll get you on there soon.
Just let me know.
All right, I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. I was gonna say, don't get a nacho hug or maybe
Absolutely.
nacho hug.
Absolutely. You take your microphone. Have a great day. We'll come down and see
Yes,
you.
yes. Oh no, you got Ernie.
Oh no.
Ernie's next.
Oh no. Oh no, in his pink shirt. Let me try not to do makeup on you.
Oh, it's good.
Anyway.
Could be worse.
I mean, yes. Well,
Doesn't
tell her
work.
thank you again for the baby nacho.
Absolutely.
All right. I'll
Absolutely.
see y'all later.
Stick a microphone on you. I'm sure we're not too far away, but so this is Ernie Atwell. I'm gonna let you tell about him because I can't do any justice to what you do.
Okay. I don't even know how to start on that note.
That's awesome.
For those that don't know me, my name is Ernie. I am a paranormal researcher, investigator, and author. I was featured on season 3 of Haunted Hospitals and currently working on another project that I can't reveal just yet, but I'll be doing something else real soon.
That's awesome. And do you do some Bigfoot stuff too?
I don't
No?
know.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Now I'm set to be. I don't know the exact. It's in October. I don't know the exact name of it, but I was asked to come to a Bigfoot Paracon.
That must have been what I heard. And
Yeah, they. I guess they want like a paranormal, work some paranormal
Yes.
into it. So, hey, I was fortunate enough they got in touch with me. So I am a huge fan of like the whole Bigfoot lore, and I actually wrote I didn't write about Bigfoot, but a brief adventure in one of my books concerning Bigfoot. So it's something that has always sparked my curiosity, but I can't say that I've ever been on like a Bigfoot hunt.
so I've got a friend that I've met through my paranormal journey. The guy's name is Bill Rigby. He's pretty well known in the Bigfoot community, and we've become friends. And he said, "You're going to come on an investigation with me for Bigfoot." And I'm like, "Okay." I think he's early 70s. And I'm like, "But you're going to have to wait for me as we're tromping through the woods because I'm fat and I'm not going to move well." He's like, "I'm 70 years old. You can keep up with me." I'm like, "Yeah, right, buddy." But my next question was, if we find Bigfoot, what do we do?
See, and this,
Because I'm not going after him.
think about this too on the paranormal side. Like, man, I've been researching this for years. I mean, that's how my journey started. Age 9, I was really big into researching spirituality and people having visions of like biblical figures, and that's how it all started. And then as time goes by, this word paranormal pops up, and at the end of the day, I realized, wait a minute, this is basically what I'm researching, but now it's called paranormal. But my point is, to your question, we're out here researching, people developing equipment, and even though we've had personal experiences, the evidence, things you can't explain, what happens if the day comes, when it comes, that we can say, okay, it's been scientifically proven that there is an afterlife. Here's the evidence. So then what? Does the journey end? Just like if you find Bigfoot.
Well, I think it would ramp it up because now you want to be able to get deeper into it. But Bigfoot, if I'm walking along and I come face to face with Bigfoot,
What are you gonna do?
I'm probably dead. I mean, seriously, I'm not going to be able to run from it. He might run from me because he doesn't want to be seen. But what's the end game here? And he just looked at me and he laughed. And I'm thinking maybe he's never thought this.
Yeah.
I think that Bigfoot is smart enough to never let that happen. But I'm a big believer in chances. And, you could walk around a tree and all of a sudden there he
right
is.
there. Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
As somebody that's not a Bigfoot investigator, what am I going to do?
Right.
And if you don't have a plan B or a plan A, I'm probably not going.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's a legitimate concern. I mean, what would you do? You're out there in a tent or whatever in the middle of the night, you hear a noise, and you open the tent and there's 10 feet of what the heck,
Yeah. I don't know. And I guess I need to sit down with him and say, this is a serious question. I don't know if I was joking or not.
Right.
I would, before I go on an investigation, I want to know what's the end game. If we find Bigfoot, we're not going to kill Bigfoot.
Right.
But we're not taking like shackles to bring him back.
Right.
And where are we going to put him if we bring him back? There's got to be a plan. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I can go do an investigation anywhere and be pretty sure I'm not bringing anybody back with me.
Right.
It's not my intention to bring anybody back anyway. I want them to stay where they're at. Obviously, they're there for a reason. The whole Bigfoot thing, I don't understand that.
It's fascinating. It is. It's very fascinating.
And I believe that they're closer related than we know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, how can you see all these Bigfoot tracks and then they just end?
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people, being in this industry, knowing people from the paranormal side of it, the Bigfoot side of it, the alien side of it. You come across so many different theories. Bigfoot's a ghost, Bigfoot's an alien. It's who the hell knows?
Who knows?
But whether what side of the field you're on, to me, everybody wants definitive answers, but it's the journey taking you there.
It's the journey.
That's fun. You know what I mean?
And and like you said, if we come up with a real answer, then what really happens?
Exactly.
I think that it would probably force me to go deeper into it and get.
But because it's always that step, it's always that next step. For example, say you and I are the only two people in this whole entire jail tonight. And there's no one else. We're locked down. And we start
soon as I saw you come around the corner, I'm like, oh, I look down.
My wallet, my whole life, like I finally found somebody to give me coffee. Like I was like, oh no.
But let's say, you know, you and we're the only two in this whole building tonight. And we start running some equipment and we turn on a voice recorder. And we're asking questions and later we review it, you know, we go through the procedure. And we get a direct response that sounds like a woman. You know, and I know what that is. Because we know there's no women here. But you take that to the skeptic and you say, listen to this. You know, your question was, is there anyone here with us? And the woman replies, oh yes, I'm here. Skeptics want to say, prove to me that that's a ghost. All right, you got me. I can't. You know what I mean?
There was only two of us here, and
yeah,
I mean,
right.
I can't prove it any more than that. But
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so it's always, no matter what you come across, it always goes that step further, you know. And I've seen some. I mean, I've never been on a Bigfoot expedition, nothing like that. Of course, I've just seen all the show. I find it so fascinating. I'm friends with people that do it, and you know, it's just you come across that piece of evidence, and it's like, now where, like you said, now where do you go from here? Because I know what that is. It's no, and you got to know the person, the legitimacy of the person. You know what I mean? That's like evidence.
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Oh,
gentlemen,
you got me eliminated.
because I know you're dying.
Put that right there. Thank you. So, how about what is your favorite place to investigate? You have one favorite? Or two
I
favorites?
can't say that I do, because I mean, I have places that are more memorable than others, but it's just like whether I get called out, you know, to a private investigation at a residence or a business, or if somewhere around the country I'm leading a public investigation, it's just like I'm in the moment, and everyone is my favorite when I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to answer that question.
Yes.
Because it's just each time it's a new adventure. And you know, I've been investigating full time for I guess 22 years, and I can honestly say after each night, whether it was active or wasn't that active, you always learn something.
Yes.
You know, so it's really hard to say. You know, but I do have to say I hosted an event at the Malvern Manor in Iowa, and that place was very different, very active. Maybe it was just because it was so far away and I'd never been there, you know, but that was anybody that hasn't been there, if you can get to the Malvern Manor, Josh Hurd owns it. Get in touch with Josh. It's an amazing. And we got some really, really cool evidence there.
That's one of the places that we have that is a someday to go to, because it's a little farther than we like to drive at this point. But
We come across some evidence there that just would blow your mind. Like, it was so much fun.
wow.
And the event that we did, it was for such a great cause. It just brought everything together, man. And it was really, really nice.
I have one place that just the place calls to me. I love going there, and it's not the biggest place, it's not the best place, but it calls to me, and we've been there 8 times in like 3 years. And it's a great place, Octagon House in Circleville, Ohio. It's down by Columbus.
I haven't been there, but I know.
It is just, its claim to fame was Kalana. He was there, and he was wanted. Some girl in Texas called the FBI or the cops and said he kidnapped somebody, and they converged on the house and threw him on the ground and handcuffed him, and they were going to put him in jail until they realized it was fake. But the house is just so, it's very old, but it's so alive.
Yeah.
And we've been there 3 or 4 nights this year already, and they're having a Paracon. We're going back to the Paracon again. But the house just calls to me, and it's always on my mind. I'm always thinking about the spirits over there, and I can't shake it. Just got to keep going.
Yeah.
We've done several places. the Ross House. Cindy's downstairs. We love the Ross House.
Yeah.
We've been there several times. There's a lot of places we go to, but that house just calls to me, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we all have that.
Yeah. We were standing upstairs. We were having a birthday party that evening for the curator of the place. His brother who had passed away, and so we went to get a cake or whatever. And Tom and I were the only two people in this house. We're standing upstairs, and we heard this sound, and I'm like, "What is that?" He says, "It sounds like somebody shuffling on the floor." And I said, "It actually sounds like a straw broom on a wooden floor." He's like, "Oh, it does." He looks over the balcony. It's this spiral staircase. He looks down at it. "Who's down there? Are you cleaning up for the party tonight?" Clear as a bell, we both hear, "It's me, yeah." It was a southern black woman's voice. There was nobody. This house is in the middle of a cornfield. There was nobody there. And we were like, of course, we had just shut the cameras off. And we were just blown away that what the hell is going on? We're running around this house trying to find somebody, and there's nobody there. But for something like that to happen, and every time I go there, something huge happens like this. It's just, if you ever get to go, they have a raccoon problem right now. They're working on it. But sometimes.
As long as it's not snakes, I'm good.
Yeah, no, raccoons. There's a couple places. They moved the house, right? They moved it like a half a mile down the street and across the street because Walmart bought the land.
Right.
Well, when they moved it, of course, the house cracked and shifted and whatever. So there's places that need to be fixed in the wall, but you might look at a wall and see a little Ricky Raccoon looking out at you.
Oh wow.
But it's a great place. I've never gone there and not have something shadow people, disembodied voices. Last time I was there, I was choked.
Wow.
Every time we go.
What was it? Lucifer's out of his cage?
Lucifer's cage is empty.
That was so funny.
I was doing it live, and a friend of mine, his name is Mars Bear, he lives in Australia, and he does astral travel. And like, I was struggling. I could not catch my breath, right? And I should have left, but I'm like, I'm stubborn. You're not going to beat me. I'm going to stick this out. And I've got the live running. And he's like, I'm going to send, and I forget who he said, I'm going to send this demon over, and it's going to silence him. He said, and I'm going to put, Lucifer's cage is empty, and I'm going to put him in there.
Travis
and
and
I've got Travis and Justin in there with me. And Justin's walking toward me to be like, dude, I need to help you. And I looked over at the screen, and it said, Lucifer's cage is empty. So I repeated it. And I'm struggling, right? Lucifer's cage is empty. Justin is in mid-stride, and he stops. He's like, whoa, dude, are you okay?
So funny.
Then we got a response to the spirit box. I think it called me a bitch. And then it went to say something else, and you heard, ugh! Like somebody got punched in the gut, and then it went silent.
Wow.
And he's like, you won't be bothered with that spirit again.
That was so funny that night.
Whoa.
Not at the moment.
But yeah, poor Justin, he was like, oh, dude, I thought you was possessed or something.
He's like, I was out.
But yes, that place really calls to me. If you ever get the opportunity,
Yeah, hopefully I'll make it out there.
it's amazing. It really is.
Because I have a really good friend that lives in Iowa that her and I do some events together, so maybe I can hook something up. That would be cool.
Yes, it's a great spot.
I'm going to do the Liska house.
I've been there.
I'm going to do that.
When, because I was there when Johnny Hauser still ran it. Because when we flew out to Iowa for that event, we were actually staying in Nebraska, and Johnny was like, "Hey, you guys are here. Come on down. I'll open it up for you." So me, my paranormal partner, the founder of the event we did, Tori, and Josh Hurd, the four of us went there and had the whole place to ourselves. So that was But the funny thing is, I knew all about the Liska murders. My whole life I knew about it. Read about it, saw it on TV, everything. 3 months before we go to do this event, I find out it's haunted. I didn't even know that. So all along, I knew I was going to go to the Liska house, but I just had no idea. I was going as like a history buff, for cases like that. So, but that whole they believe that whole Velisca murder scene, it was tied in with the Malvern Manor because they think the killer was staying, took the train down to. But yeah, Velisca, man,
That's
very
crazy.
cool place.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Very
Scotty's
cool
up here, so tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on, of course, Facebook, Ernie Atwell, as well as Instagram, or you can, as far as like my books and interviews, you can just Google me or YouTube me, or you go to my website, which is Paranormal Inc. It's INC, not Inc. like that's link. ParanormalInc.net. It will take you to videos or podcast, everything. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
It was
I
my
appreciate
pleasure.
your time.
Oh, anytime.
I'm going to reach out to you again, have you on the podcast.
Absolutely. Just
if you got time.
yeah, reach out, shoot me some dates, and I'll hook it up.
Absolutely. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thank
much.
you.
I appreciate you.
See you guys.
Young man,
Oh, thank you very much.
enjoy.
Thank you.
Look how prompt everybody is. This is awesome. I feel bad that we missed James Stokes, but
He's still doing his thing down there.
yeah.
Which
Come on in.
He'll be back. Did you put a wood up?
No.
No, I at once time it was a cell, and then they made it an office, I guess, and handling.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay, that makes sense. How'd you get your wood up? So-
we were here all night working.
I bet, yeah.
We had the spirits help us.
So next up, we have Scotty the Medium. And this is so much fun. I don't know who's next though.
You gotta look at your cheat sheet. Mark and Jordan are here.
I know, I saw them. They come in and said hi.
Well, hello, gentlemen.
Oh, it was supposed to be Bianca Rose at 1:20.
Oh, that's what we do, you know.
Hello, young man.
Hello again. How are you?
I'm well.
Look, I'm not usually on time for anything, so
You're on time today.
somebody kept me on track.
See that? It was meant to be.
It sure was.
So
You guys,
Here, that's for you.
for me?
Take, and you
Oh,
get to have the opportunity in the future to come on one of our podcasts.
oh, fantastic.
It's a great opportunity.
I love it. Thank you. We'll have you guys on our podcast. We have
We'd love it.
we have this really cool one. So I don't know if you know much about what I do. So I don't just do the mediumship and like my own personal social media stuff. I run a company also that's moving very quietly but coming around. We have a podcast coming out called the Oh Yes It Did podcast. And it's me and two television producers who have worked in the paranormal field for the last 25 years. They have a crazy bunch of, it's how I met them, from doing a show called The Haunting.
Oh, I remember the show.
So I was with Mary Jo Chudley on her episode of
Mary
The Haunted
Jo,
Doll.
yes.
So I met a television producer there. She became my writing and producer partner after that. And the way we met was really crazy because all the stuff that I told her about, you'll hear it if you listen to the podcast. Then we were like, oh, I wonder if there's other stories. And we have another friend who does the same thing in television. And she was like, oh, we have tons of great stories. So we're like, let's do a podcast. So we are telling like all these stories from people that not only like the stuff that we watched on TV, but the crew members, the cast members, the directors, the producers, and all the crazy stuff that happened. Because when we filmed like a haunting, we were at like a bed and breakfast somewhere. We weren't even anywhere near where the paranormal stuff happened. So when I came to and I gave them all this information, they were like, "Holy cow, this is like really real!" And I was like, "Yeah, this is real stuff
That's
out here."
really cool.
Yeah. So we decided, and then we're gonna have a bunch of people in the paranormal, like your folks, like you folks, like come on and talk to us about your experiences and what you had happened during investigations. Yeah.
I'm going to tag you here.
All right.
So that's the only reason you have that landing is to hold the mic. So we are running a live. It's on Facebook and YouTube. Our two Facebook pages and YouTube. And I'll break all these apart into individual segments and they can have whatever they want or whatever.
Cool.
But, Shauna has done such an awesome job, and we wanted to help vend, and they're not the biggest vendors, but I'm like, can I do a podcast from there? And she's like, yeah, that would be great. And my idea was I was just going to walk around with a camera and, you know, show all the vendors and talk to everybody. And then she sends me this list and she's like, here you go. And I'm like, what is this? And she's like, you're going to interview all of our speakers. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this? And she's like, I just love you guys and I want you to have, I'm like, that's amazing. Thank you. Because otherwise I don't get the opportunity to really do this kind of stuff. So I jumped on it. And we love Sean and Danielle. We love everything that they do. And we couldn't come last year. But when I said, we're definitely doing this year, put us down for a vendor, whatever. And I would jump over that railing for them right now if they wanted me to. They're good ladies, and I just think the world of them. So.
That's nice. I like all their stuff that they're doing. They're with the DOS House, trying to restore it or whatever, preserve it at the very least. Yeah, and I walked through there yesterday. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening there, and I make it a habit of knowing nothing before I go to a place, so that way, like when I walk in, it's fresh. I don't have anybody else's like tainted information or history, and I think I did a pretty good job. They're pretty happy with the stuff that I came up with.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about all that because I just think it's. We went very early when they opened up, and we had a pretty wild night, but there was too many of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think there was 3 from our team, 2, 4, I think there was 5 or 6 others. So there was almost 10 people in there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And it was hard. But we had done a 3-person Estes. Somebody was downstairs, somebody was upstairs. And actually, I put Deborah in the closet in the living room behind the fireplace there.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys downstairs never got any answers. Deborah got every single answer. We'd ask a question, and she would get 3 answers.
Wow.
They were only talking to her that night.
Wow.
And we always do multiple Estes, and we've never had that. And the one guy says, I've never heard my headset so quiet.
That's wild.
It was really.
It's a matter. Sometimes I think it's a matter of personality, right? With like, people are like, oh, because they sit with me to do readings, and they're like, okay, so I've been to mediums before, and I'll do the reading for them, and like the same 3 people that came through for them at another meeting come through for me. But then I get Grandpa who comes through, and they're like, he never comes through, and I'm like, well, as I'm talking to him, he's a military veteran, and he's like kind of a hard dude, and I think he identifies with me because that's part of my background. So he found a space where he felt comfortable, and he was able to come through and not feel like he felt like he's talking to one of the boys, like, because I understand where he's coming from, so I can get it right for you. That's why he waited. So I think it's really interesting when we have investigators go into places, and like sometimes it's super quiet for me, and the guy next to me is getting it all, and I'm like, I thought I was the one who was the medium here. What are you playing? That's so crazy.
So I'll tell you that I used to be very, very skeptical of mediums because the first couple I met, I could just tell they weren't authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met one that just totally, I don't want to say she scared me, but she found out too much about me very quickly. And I wasn't like open to that.
Right.
And so like a lot of people, I have a lot of trauma in my life and I don't want to share that.
Sure.
Right? And that's my biggest fear is I want to see what I've got or her to see what I've got. And this girl was just like, you were really good, really close to somebody and they died. And she's like, oh, and they died in your arms. And you feel like this. And I'm like, you have to stop. I didn't ask you for this.
Right.
And I don't know, I don't know what I don't know, but I don't think that was right. Right. So if I ask you, okay, and I understand that you could be in a room with 20 people and somebody just comes to you and says, hey, this is what's happening, and I get that. But at that point, is it your job to go and find that person and say, you're going through this?
No, so I try to be as ethical as possible. Something that happens that I have to explain just to the dead as well as the living, like, there's people who are ready for a message and there are people who are not, and you weren't ready that day. And that person who kind of like ambushed you should have made sure by asking you, like, hey, listen, I think I have some information for you. Do you think you'd be willing to listen to me? And I always, if I do that, I say, And if you want me to stop at any point, just tell me you're not going to hurt my feelings. This isn't my message. It's for you from them. I'm in the middle, right? The medium. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So I can't say that I've never overstepped, but I've learned because I've ruined a couple engagements, a couple pregnancies by accident. But it was always during times where people were like this. They're sitting in front of me and they're like, okay, what do you got for me? And I just start going, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, and there's an engagement ring. Did you get an engagement? And they're like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, it's happened. I had a guy call me once after the reading. He was like, bro, you blew the spot. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I thought that she literally had the ring on her finger when I said it. And it was so clear to me. He was like, I'm literally going to ask this weekend. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I apologize. But, it's just one of those things. Like you said, I don't know what I don't know, right?
Yes.
So we have to give people grace on both sides. So I'm sad that happened to you, but I hope that person who gave the message kind of learned that at that moment, like, hey, not everybody's ready for that message.
And I know I was defensive because I'm very protective of my feelings, and like I said, I don't want
We all are, yeah.
I don't want anybody to go through that or relive what, and I don't know like what you see or hear, right? And I'm sure that it depends on every aspect of it, right? But what's in my head, I don't want other people to have to deal with. And so I wasn't being nasty because how dare you step into my boundaries. It's like, I don't want you to live this, right? And right reasons, maybe not the best reaction, but I was getting caught off guard.
Right, and your feelings were being exposed without your permission,
And,
which is our internal stuff is supposed to be ours, right?
and I don't know how experienced she was in this either. So, I mean, to me, you're always learning. So I could have handled it better. I mean, I wasn't nasty with her, but I'm like, we're done,
Enough.
right?
Yeah.
I just think that it can't be all fun and games, right? There's definitely times that you're like, man, this is not cool. I gotta.
So there's been time. So when it comes to mediumship, it's really difficult. Everybody, anytime, could you wish that you could do this, like actually sit with people and do mediumship?
So I have to tell you that I have no explanation for it. I came home from work one day, and Deborah was with the neighbors, and she's like, "Come over here." And I met this lady that I'd never met before, and I'm not a touchy-feely person. I'm sitting there next to her, and we're just talking. And she starts telling me about her son who was in the military. He came home one day after he got out of the military from work, and he was just walking in the door, and all of a sudden he was dropped dead from a heart attack at 35 years old. And I was like, same exact. I'm like, what? And he had a wife and 2 kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that is horrible. Next thing you know, I'm sitting there, I'm holding this lady's hand, consoling her. Which, okay, cool, but that's not me. And as we're talking, she kept saying, Tony, Tony, Tony. And I looked at her and said, Anthony. She looked at me, she said, what? I said, he doesn't want to be called Tony, he wants to be called Anthony. And she's like, how the hell did you know that? I said, I don't know. It just clicked. And then so we continued to talk, and her daughter was there, and something came out about there's another sister. And I'm like, there's another sister? And she's like, okay, what's going on? And I'm like, I swear to God, I don't know anybody. This is Anthony telling me there's another sister. And then it went into there was a family fight, and everybody thinks that Anthony died being upset. And I have no idea, okay? Like, this went on for 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
And when we were done, I was like emotionally wiped out.
Yep.
I went home, and our family room is downstairs. I was sitting on the floor downstairs. I'm like, I have to call somebody because I don't know what to do with it.
It's so profound, right?
I'm wiped out, but I have all this energy. Like, I could just run through a brick wall.
Yep.
So I started calling all my friends, I'm like, hey, and the group psychic, I got a hold of her, and she was one of the ones I think is a fake, but I got a hold of her. I asked her for her suggestion. She's like, sit on the floor, lowest place in the house. I'm like, that's where I'm at. She's like, you imagine yourself as a tree. You've got roots growing out of your ass into the ground. You're, and so she helped me through all this, and I kind of relaxed. But then over the night times, I would start sleeping, and he would come back into
Yep.
my dreams, and he'd be like, "Hey, hey, hey,
Yep.
go tell her this," and I'm like, "No, you,
Yeah.
no,
I gave your message. That's
no,
it.
it's time to stop."
Yep.
And I have no idea where it came from.
Well, I'll tell you where it comes from. This is something people overlook so often. Why I asked you if you would want that. So would you want that all the time?
I don't think so.
Right, because it's a huge undertaking.
It-
Right?
it
And it's
is.
emotional. It's a lot of things because you're helping process somebody else's grief first off, right? You're being the conduit. You don't know where the information is coming from, and like that, you had a true experience, and I know because you said exactly how I felt for the first 2 years. I was insanely tired after every session, but I would have an exhilaration, and the exhilaration is the thing that made me want to continue going on in that direction. But I felt inside of me that there was no other direction for me to go. It was like my calling. You may not have felt that, but at that moment, the kindness in your heart opened up, and that young man was able to let his mom know that he was okay. So even if it never happened again, that man recognized that you had a capability of being open, and you were able to pass, and you were the right person to do it because you had empathy and sympathy for this woman who you never met.
Yeah.
But doing all this stuff, the paranormal stuff, you know that we come into places, even if you're not sensitive, respectfully and with compassion and empathy for those people who came before us that were investigating, right? They're a part of the investigation. We're asking for answers, right? So you were able to facilitate that. And what I tell everybody is medium is a very new agey kind of word, but literally when you think about what I just said, we're just a translator. We're the medium, the person in the middle.
Yeah.
They said it. I can hear it and understand it. You can't, but I'm going to do my best to tell you what they're saying, right? So it's like somebody speaking Arabic, maybe I speak Arabic and I relate to in English. It's not exactly what he said, but that's the idea,
Close enough.
right? So you get the idea of what they said, right? So you had a genuine experience, and I think that's really powerful. And anytime you have that emotion come over you, I would say take a minute, take a breath, and see it in that same space if you feel or hear there, and don't doubt yourself. You got to definitely make sure that you are tuned into that spot. And when you're in a place like this, or if you meet somebody new and you're like, what is this information? Write it down. And then gracefully say, is it okay if I talk to you about this? And be surprised how many people will be like, yes, I would love to talk to you about whatever this is. But it's empathy, kindness, sympathy, the building blocks of being a person.
And I think that goes with anything that you're into. If you treat everybody the way that you want to be treated.
That's it. The golden
It's-
rule, right?
it's- right? And most people don't follow the golden rule anymore. But I was blown away that night, and there's not a lot of things that scare me, but it definitely put me on edge. I'm like, what? This? I don't understand this, right? And I've never claimed to have any type of abilities.
Right,
I know that I can walk into a haunted place and I can feel something, right?
right.
I walked in here today, every hair on my body stood up, right? And that's par for the course. But I've been here and I know what's here. But I never, ever expected or dreamed of anything like that.
Yep.
We also went to this place called the Bill Manor in Ohio. And Carlo, the guy that owns it, was taking us through for a tour. And we're walking around and we get to this one area and it's a bathroom. And he's like, this is one of, 5 bathrooms or whatever's in the house. And blah, blah. He's just talking about it. And he said to the group, and at one point, this was a bedroom. And out of my mouth flies, I remember that. And he looked at me and he's like, huh? And I'm like, I didn't say that.
I don't remember that. but
I didn't say
something-
that.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. It wasn't me. And he's like, that is amazing. And I'm like, no, that's scary as hell.
That is super scary.
Because I heard myself say it, and everybody just turned to look at me like, how do you remember? I've never been there before.
So you went once. So it sounds like you're very open. You went one step beyond mediumship, and you let a channel happen. So people, they get confused with all the words, and they don't quite understand what the vocabulary means for what we can do as human beings. So a medium, basically, when you're acting as a medium, you're slowing spirit down. You're kind of raising up and trying to meet them halfway, and then relaying the information. When you're doing channeling, you're basically giving up your kind of free will and just letting them speak through you without any filter. So that's what happened. That spirit saw that moment in you and was like, I'm going to speak with him. And I don't know how exactly, I'd be lying to you if I said I knew exactly how that worked, but I don't do it. I've only done it like twice because it is insanely taxing if you do it for any amount of time, like beyond probably what you just experienced.
Well, I can guarantee I didn't do it on purpose.
And it's funny because you were like, I didn't say that. I was doing a reading for a lady over the phone once, and her sister had passed away. And I do my normal thing. I'm like, this is what she looks like. I can see that she passed away from cancer. She's very stubborn, though, and she won't let me pass you any messages. She wants me to channel her instead. And the lady was like, oh my God, please, I just need some closure. And I was like, look, lady, I don't like doing this, but your sister's so stubborn. I'm going to let it happen. But you have to remember, anything that comes out of my mouth in the next 5 to 10 minutes is not me. I was like, you can hear me. I'm not swearing it. Because I could feel this lady. I could feel her. She was going to go off. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to let it go. And I closed my eyes and I just went into that real low meditation space. And about 5 or 6 minutes later, I start coming back to, and I'm trying to fight for my space back. I get it back. And this lady is laughing and crying over the phone. And she was like, that was my sister. That was amazing. I don't know how you did that, but thank you. You gave me the greatest gift of my life. And I was like, I'm really glad that you're so happy. I am so exhausted. I have to like clear my calendar for the rest of the day because it literally exhausts me.
Wow.
Well, me anyway, because it's not my mode that I'm used to. But yeah, it sounds like you are very open for those kinds of things. So you may want to lean into that because the reason you might be able to fake, and I don't want to call people fake or inauthentic. Sometimes people have glimmers of this. They have little glimmers, right? And they think that they're going to be able to always do it. But it's the same thing like running, riding a bike, exercising. If you're not continuously flexing those muscles, that psychic muscle, it's not going to be so sharp. And sometimes it happens because it's supposed to. But when you are like, oh, now I'm a medium, you did the right thing. You didn't say that. You're like, this is a weird experience. It happened. It was mediumship. And then from there, you got to practice it. So you might have felt some inauthenticity from those people because they might have been right a couple times because they're sensitive, but they're not working on it. They just want that kind of clout, right? But when people ask me, they're like, so what's your routine? I'm like, well, I meditate 15 to 20 minutes every single day. I take salt showers. I pray to God and I say thank you. And I'm like, I have rituals that I do in order to stay fit as a medium because it's hard work and it's emotionally taxing, right?
Yes.
So, but I find that people who are like able to be like, you're not real. They know that because they're not recognizing what they understand to be authentic. Have it. So you understand that they are not where they think they are in their journey yet, and you're just waiting for you to be ready to get there. So you might be ready to get there. It sounds like you're like at that cusp, and everybody's different, so you got to go at your own pace.
I've lately, when we be going to these places for doing investigation, there's a little spider just coming along. I'll go into a place and I will like become physically sick and have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 times,
Yes.
I think the last 2 times, and somebody told me, you've got to close yourself down. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to open myself up. I don't know how to close myself down.
The last place you
Do you-
actually vomited over and over and over.
We left, we went to this house. I left the house, I was sitting on the porch for like half an hour and I just didn't feel right. We went into the house. I was in about 15 minutes. I had to leave because I felt like I was going to become sick. And as I was leaving, this other girl says to me, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "I don't feel good." She says, "I just told my husband there's something in here that's not sitting right with me." So I'm like, "Okay, it's the house." So I went outside. 10 minutes. I was fine. I went back in. We went upstairs. We were there for maybe half an hour. And I am not a floor sitter. I'm too damn big to get off the floor. I sat on the floor for as long as I could, and I felt like, we are done. I have to get out of here. We left the house, got in the truck, and drove 3 minutes to where we were staying. And when I got out of the truck, I dry heaved for about 10 minutes. I was just
It was bad.
physically sick, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. A friend of mine she said, I would never call myself a medium. I call myself a seer. And again, I don't know, but she's always been very on. She lives in Florida. And she said to me, "You have to close yourself down a little bit." I'm like, I have no idea what that means, but I know that all of a sudden we're going into places, and she calls me the ghost magnet, right? Everywhere we
Okay.
go, I get touched, my beard gets pulled.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're trying to get your attention.
I always have a lot of that. One time, I was
I
in a
like
place,
when you
and my
get this.
pant leg was going like this, and somebody was across from me going, "Look at your pants." I'm like, I can feel it.
Yeah. So
Tony,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah. I
Hey.
just told him about Tony Anthony. So I mean, things like that have been happening, and I guess I could do some research on it and start talking to people about it. But
well, I can give you a super easy exercise because people ask me all the time, how do you turn it on and off? Because they're like, you walk around like seeing ghosts all day? Like, no, you'd go mad. You'd go crazy experience that all day. No. The stronger ones will make themselves known, and I don't have a choice, but for the most part, it's real easy. So do you have a good imagination?
oh,
Yeah, right? Okay. So everybody, if you're watching this, you can do the same thing. Everybody can do this. Super easy. So we're here in Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of old storefronts, right? And you've walked in and out of 100 buildings in your life at least with the "Come on in, we're open" sign and the "Sorry, we're closed" sign, right? You can see that in your head?
oh yeah.
Okay, so when the "Sorry, we're closed" sign is up and you go to pull the door, it's locked, right? And you hear the glass and the whole thing. You're like, oh, I guess I got to wait for my haircut or whatever we're doing in there, right? So in my head, I have that door. It's just a simple brick building, some windows in front of it, and the door. And the door has the sign. It says, "Sorry, we're closed." And I'm the shopkeeper. So when I want to open up for spirit and it's time to go, I walk up to my little store. I put the key in. I unlock the door. I open it. I'm doing it right now. I'll walk inside and I'll flip the sign over and it says, "Come on in, we're open." I flip on my lights and it's just kind of an open room. And that's where spirit knows now it's okay. My boundary's down. I've given you permission. You can come in and chat. So that is it's super easy. You can do it. It's like that fast. I just walked you through it slow so you can hear it, but that's all it is. And everybody has different methods. But just imagine, even if it's easier for you to just be like, I close the door and it's closed. And sometimes physically doing that will help your mind know, like, okay, we're closing the door right now. I don't want to feel ghosts. I don't want to feel sick. We're good. And you get to a place and you're like, I want to practice tonight. I'm going to open the door. And I just want to get information. So please don't overwhelm me. I'm going to write in my notepad anything and everything that comes to my mind. Write it all down, close it, give it to your partner, your wife, girlfriend?
No, girlfriend.
Okay. Give it to your girlfriend and say, tonight, you're in charge of my notes. Let me know if any of these things ring true in this investigation. See where you go from there. I
kind of
think
what you're doing now.
So I kind of do something like that
you'll
as
be
far
so
as the
surprised.
notes. So when we go someplace we've never been, I sit in the family room, I put on the headphones, and I put on the spirit box, and I just think about the place. I don't ask questions.
Yep.
I just think about the place, and either I or she write down all the words that I hear.
Okay.
And then as we go through, we will find things that may or may not hit. Right? For instance, we went to the DOS. The first time we went to the DOS house, I did this. And this might have been the first time I did this too. I started writing down all these things, and when I went back and I read it, there were things that I read that just kind of concerned me. I'm like, that's not good. But one thing I kept going back to was this name was repeated 8 times, 10 times, I don't know.
Okay.
And I kept writing Molly, right?
Okay.
And at one point I wrote Molly, and then somewhere it'd say that's not my name. And then I'd hear Molly again, and nope, that's not it. Molly again. And so as we got to the end, again I said Molly, and it says no, hot, heavy, hard. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So we got to the DOS house, and Shauna and Danielle weren't there. I can't remember her name. Anyway, one of their sisters or somebody was there to show us through, and I said, does any of this mean anything to you? And she's like, well, Shauna's mom's name was Holly.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Hot,
hot,
heavy,
heavy, hard. You
Right.
stupid ass, not my name.
H,
Listen to me, right? And so that, to me, that was pretty like groundbreaking. I'm like, I'm getting this name, and
Yeah.
you know, if you're listening to a spirit box, you can go, if you can record it, you can go back and what you heard is not even close to what you said, right? If you listen to it later. So you can always mishear things, but I kept mishearing it the same way. And she's like, no, hot, heavy, hard.
Yep. So you
Oh.
get the H right.
I
Yeah.
can get people to walk through this door.
Sideways.
If I can get through there, you can get through there.
No, still, I feel like the door
But yeah,
is-
I mean, it's really interesting.
I think I heard it.
And I guess maybe I have a little more of this than I think I do, or
I think you got it.
I don't even know if I want it, right? And I
that's
was,
just- that's-
whether you want it or not, you probably got it. I mean, when something came flying out of my mouth that I didn't say, you know,
Yeah.
Are those,
It's a very unique ability. And you get criticized for it too, because when you come out and say it, people expect you to be like dead on accurate every time. And I'm like, so I get annoyed when people like talk me up a lot and like, oh my god, you can't wait till Sky. And I'm like, please don't do that, because some days it's not that strong. It's not like that all the time. I have to be feeling physically good, mentally good, spiritually good for it to hit those grand slams. It has to be right? And then sometimes I show up and I'm like, oh, this place is not feeling like it's too haunted today. I don't know why they're. And again, they may not want to talk to me. We might not be in the same space or whatever. Why ever it works, I don't know. But, so you can't feel bad. And when I teach people, I tell them that all the time. I'm like, of course you hear me talking about all the really good ones I do, or the people that follow me will talk about all the really good ones I do. You don't hear about the ground balls. You don't hear about the base hit. You know, like, they're still really good, but they're not the amazing stories, right? And people get down on themselves because they're learning, right? And they're like, well, it wasn't that good. I'm like, but you're still doing something that is so far outside the box. You should be proud of yourself that you even got 3 out of 10 to start, because what happens is, as you start to do this and you start to build some confidence up, your confidence leads to understanding it's okay to be wrong. Because so many times, what I started doing this very early on, is just as a game to test myself, I would sit at my desk before I go do a reading, and I would complete silence and just write anything that came in my head. And it would be like a Zoom meeting. And before the person would even talk, I'd be like, hold on, I'm going to hold this up and I'm going to tell you everything before I even called you. I'm going to show you what I wrote down. And those have been some of the best readings for one reason or another.
that's insane.
Yeah, and it's because I completely trust myself. And when I'm wrong, I'm usually not wrong. What it is I'm interpreting incorrectly, or the information isn't available to that other person yet. I once did a reading for a lady over the phone. The phone ones are always so good. There's nothing interfering. Like, I can't see you. Like, it's just our voices, right? So nothing to interfere with my reading. So it's funny because I did this reading for this lady, and she was like, a couple people came through, and she's like, oh my God, this is so great, so wonderful. And I was like, hold on. There's this really crazy story your mom's telling me, and there's this bottle she keeps showing me. And it's just an ordinary looking bottle, but she's making a huge deal out of it. And the lady's like, look, I don't know about any special bottles. And I was like, it's concealed, I think, but it's important. And she's like, all right, I guess. So I kind of forgot about it. And like 6 months later, this lady calls me back and she's like, do you remember the bottle thing? And I was like, oh yeah, I remember talking about that. I was really hung up on it. And she goes, okay, so I didn't know this. What happened was we were at a party at a family barbecue. My mom is the one that was coming through and telling you about the bottle. We were celebrating my sisters, me, and my dad. We're all sitting around a table and we're talking about mom who passed away like 20 years ago. And my dad, she says, gets up away from the table, goes into his workroom, comes out with his toolbox, puts it on the table, opens the toolbox up, and pulls out this cloth-covered bottle. He opens it, and it's a bottle of melon liqueur. And he said it was his wife's bottle, and he had saved it, and nobody knew. And he said he was waiting for the right day when everybody was sitting together to drink out of his wife's liquor bottle. That she was not a big drinker, but this is what she loved, that she was going to have one. And he saved the bottle. And that woman, at that moment, she was like, I knew that 6 months ago when I became, that's what you were talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, and nobody knew except for the dad. He saved it. So I was wrong that day, but I wasn't wrong because the information wasn't available yet to everybody. So when people are learning this, we want instant gratification, but you got to know there's 2 things. 1, you're not always going to be 100% right. Nobody is. But 2, let your ego take that step back, and you will be so much better than
everybody else trying to do it.
Well, and that goes for anything in life.
Let that
Really?
ego take us. If you're good at something, tell the ego to shut up, put it in the back seat, and just do your thing. And the rest of it will just come naturally. It's the biggest thing that I try to tell people, you know. And it's hard when people are like, oh, you know, you build up a social media following, and people are like, oh, he's so good. It's like, you guys gotta stop feeding my dick head because it's hard for me to operate doing this when I'm like, you guys are pumping me up. And my wife says all the time, she's like, we gotta put a pin in your head. I'm like, yes, please do deflate me because I don't want to lose this. It's so important to me, and I'm always afraid that if I go too far in the wrong direction, I'm gonna lose it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you know, and it's such an interesting thing to be able to do. So very blessed and privileged to do it. I get to meet people like you. I gotta ask, man, where did Nacho come from?
So I used to be a chef,
Okay.
26 years as a chef, and I used to teach people to barbecue.
Awesome.
So I'd have 15, 20 people in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular day, we were just sitting down to eat. And my wife always carried my wife,
Yep.
always carried the house phone around with us. Her mom lived like a block away and didn't drive. So mom did anything, she was there. And so this phone was sitting on the table, and it was one of the phones that if you called and nobody answered, the voicemail would pick up and would play through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting after getting ready to eat, and the phone rings, and everybody goes silent. And I'm like, please don't worry about the phone. Just eat your dinner, eat
Yeah.
your food, and we'll talk about the food. Well, this automated voice message comes through. This call is for Bobby Melcho. If you're not Bobby Melcho, press blah, 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 right? My son, who just graduated high school 2 weeks ago, is 18 now. He was 4. He looked down the table at me and he says, Dad, you Bobby Nacho? Who you hiding from? And everybody had that exact same response.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I became Bobby Nacho.
Awesome.
And we all just kind of like laughed it off. Well, I stopped working as a chef and I went to this kitchen store where I was selling cookware and stuff. And they put me on their social media to run the social media. Well, then it kind of like, that's my personal business. And,
Right.
you know, I had to link my account, and she doesn't need to know my personal business. So
Right.
I linked that account and I opened up a Bobby Nacho account.
Nice.
And for the last 14 years, I've been Bobby Nacho, and now it's just turned into Nacho. My name is Jim, and I can tell you that there's probably 2 people in this entire building know that my name is Jim.
You've actually had people come into the brewery looking
I
for a
have-
nacho, and your boss is like, we don't have a nacho here.
I don't know who's
Who's
Nacho.
And these
Nacho?
are friends that you've known for over a dozen
Yeah.
years,
Yes,
and they're
yes.
like, I
So
never knew that was
nobody
your
knows
name.
my name is Jim,
That's so
and that's
funny.
fine. But you know, everybody just calls me Nacho.
Man, that's a good origin story. So let me ask you this. So you're a chef for 20 years, right? All right, first off, for you and your audience, I'm not allowed near the stove. I could boil water. I could cook some eggs. That's the extent of my culinary experience. Microwave, if I'm lucky. I don't have it. I don't got the touch, you know. And I think the people who do are super gifted, and thank you because I appreciate it. But the point of the question is, you're a chef. You're thinking about ingredients. You're cooking. You're focused. To create a beautiful, great meal for people that you love, that's an act of kindness. And while you're doing it, you're meditating because you are so focused on this one task. That is many tasks at once, right? That's why I stink at it. I have no time management, no ability to do that. So for you to say, like, oh, I don't understand why I have this gift, you were practicing for years and not even understanding you were doing it. Because you, I'm sure, go into autopilot mode. Like, how many times am I going to make the same chicken? I don't really need to think about it anymore. I just know this is what needs to get done in this amount of time to get it done, right? And you just go and you probably think about your day. Sometimes people you think about memories, the people that you love, people who have passed. And those are those moments where the people we love the most, they see us in that meditation space and they come talk to us. So when you are cutting food and when you're cooking and grilling and you just have a moment where your mind wanders and you think about somebody you passed that you love, that's not your imagination. That is their space to say, I see you and we can meet here. And it's something that's so important that people will overlook. And I try to explain it. I'm not special. I've just learned to accept that that's a real place to be. So how do you feel about that?
so what you're doing is thinking outside the box, and most of us don't do much of that. And I can see that now. I can definitely see that now.
Think about it, like how much kindness there is to going into making food. The prep, like all of that is so important. So I think that that's probably why you're open to the mediumship, because you lead with your heart first. Cooking wet, I don't know if it's a passion or it's just something that you did, but
My grandparents owned a restaurant.
okay.
So I mean, I grew up in it. I went to the military. I was a cook, a medic, and a truck driver in the military. I got out of the culinary school. I moved to Pittsburgh for culinary school, and I did that for years.
Right.
Now I left culinary, and I make beer now.
Awesome.
I make Iron City beers
Cool.
in Pittsburgh. But it's very much cooking. It's still
Recipes, timing,
ingredients, timing,
Yes.
whatever. But it's all it's been my entire life. Is what.
So, yeah, it's such a great segue into like the paranormal, like just, and all of your life. I'm sure you have other things you love to do, right? There's other hobbies that you probably have.
Yeah.
Right? So probably all of your experiences in life make you much more approachable as somebody from the other side to come up to. Which is what I was talking about earlier. So you say you're also a military guy, right? So that gentleman who came through to talk to you spontaneously probably saw you as a brother, right? Because that's how you and I, we didn't serve at the same time, but if you were like, Scott, I need help, yo, I know, we chewed some dirt, not at the same time, but we did it, I got you, right? So who am I going to talk to? Am I going to talk to the housewife who's a medium, or am I going to come and wait for my opportunity for you who's going to get that message that I got, right? Probably you. And the housewife is perfect because there's spirits that are going to feel more comfortable with her than me. And something I'm going to talk about here in a couple minutes in my talk downstairs, and I'll let you go, is my day job is police officer. So when I started
There's a lot of police officers here. You're at least the third one.
yeah, listen,
That's awesome.
Yeah, you talk to Ernie and Chris is here. Yeah, we're all all different walks.
And thank you for that. Thank you for what you do. That's
I love it. It's a part of my heart.
I don't know how you can do it, but I give you all the credit in the world because people are nasty.
They are, but it's okay because I lead with kindness. That's how I get through it all. So, now I don't remember what I was going to say to you. So, so the military. So being I don't remember where I was going to go, but yeah, always be careful. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you something about the police work in the mediumship that I thought was really neat. Would have played into. Okay, so when I started doing mediumship, I'd sit with people. I was practicing, right? I wouldn't charge anything. I'd be like, can I come sit at your house for an hour and see like what would come through, right? So I noticed that I would have a really tough time with, like, there'd be like, I could see a younger person, and I could see that they had hard times, but they would refuse to talk to me. And one of these days, one of my little voices was like, hey, they have a lot of problems with law enforcement in their life. Maybe you should just let them know that you're not like the other ones, and they will probably open up to you. So the first time I did that, I said to the lady, I was like, listen, did your son have a lot of problems with like drugs and the cops? And she was like, yes. And I was like, all right, full disclosure, this is what I do for my regular job. Oh, so I said out loud, I remember I was in this lady's living room, I said, listen, I'm not going to judge you. Your life is your life. I don't have any judgment on it. I just want to help your mom feel better, and if you need it too, right? Like that. It just opened that gate up, and from there on, no more problems. They just were like, oh, I don't talk to these people because they were always trouble for me in life. And once you say it's not a problem, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not here to judge you. It's not my job. I'm just here to listen. That went away. It melted. And it opened up because now I can walk into places like this prison where I've talked to some really gnarly souls that did really crazy bad things in their life. And, changed a lot about mediumship. So, think about your journey and how you're opening and developing as a medium and all the people you can help because of the life you've lived already. And how many people on the other side are just waiting for a chance to talk to non-chances. You got a cool nickname, you've done all these other amazing things, and they're going to find something, an experience in you that they can relate to and help you pass a message.
All right, you've got me
Actually,
intrigued for
but she
sure.
was through that for everybody.
One more thing. Do you get anything at all from Molly?
Am I okay to touch her?
Yes, as I say, you can pick her up if you like.
Molly, I'm gonna pick you up, okay? Thanks, young lady.
And I'm like, clomp, clomp, and then you hear clomp, clomp, and then I'm like, clomp, clomp, and it's like, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no.
The boys and our dolls.
So that's one of our haunted dolls, Molly. So we're not wanting.
Interestingly enough, we've been talking a lot about
haunted dolls.
healing. And for me, this doesn't feel super haunted in a kind of negative way. I heard that it's like I help to make people feel better, is what I feel when I hold her. And she makes me feel like she got carried around by a child who was in a very unsafe
Be safe
environment
when
for
you're
a long
driving.
time,
There's no
experienced
kids.
trauma. And this was like the anchor.
We're gonna go pick up some black salt.
Right? So there's a lot of love, a lot of
Hey.
anxiety,
See,
but it's not anxiety to be negative. It was like,
27
why do you
spirits
have
in the
something
house.
like this to hold, right? And that's the feeling.
Love you, brother.
She gives me sorrow, and maybe that's the person that she is. The first time I really picked her up and held her, talked to her, and I'm not a crier. Now, Santiago had me sitting here bawling like a baby, but I'm not a crier. But I held her and I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
And I met a guy a couple weeks ago in Sutton, West Virginia, and I asked him to hold her, and he just immediately broke into
I
tears.
could feel it. It's
And I'm
coming from right here in that heart. And that's what I felt like.
But she wants. I thought maybe she wants the love,
Be safe.
but I think maybe she wants to give the love.
I think
wants
she
to be
wants
the-
to
She wants to be the
That's her
hero.
job.
Now she's had a rough life. I mean, something is
Yeah.
eating her shoes. She's been torn here. She's torn here, and I don't think she's had the best life over the last few years. She doesn't. I pack up all the stuff and put it in the box so nothing happens to her. And she doesn't like that. And she understands it. But I get a lot of sadness, and she sits in the meetings. We have 4 dolls right now. She to me is the strongest one of them, and she actually, when we was in Sutton, we got another doll, and the lady who gave it to her said, "I don't think she's haunted or anything. I just put her next to her." She told me the doll's name, Patty,
Okay.
and I said, "What are you thinking of Patty?" And she said, "Accept over the spirit box." She said, "Acceptable."
Okay.
So I mean, she is clearly the ringleader, but she's very, to me, soft-spoken,
Yeah.
and
Very kind.
I just get a lot of sadness out of her, and I want to help her not feel sad. And this is why I'm bringing her. I don't bring any of my other dolls around. I'm bringing her around because I want her to be able to enjoy other people and for other people to enjoy her.
I think I'm doing a great job.
So that means a lot.
Yeah, that's a great job. Hey, thank you for having me sit
Thank
with
you
you. I
so
appreciate
much.
it, man. It was really nice hanging out and talking with you. I love being able to sit and chat with people. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
History is my
And
favorite.
maybe we can do these podcast things.
Keep going, man.
And I want this.
You're doing a good job. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be wearing this on my next live.
So my sister makes all my t-shirts.
Okay.
She made this shirt. She made our tablecloth. I mean, my sister's very talented when it comes to stuff. So
Yeah, his sister is awesome.
she makes a lot of stuff.
Thank you
And
very
then
much.
his
I appreciate it.
86-year-old.
I will see you guys soon.
Absolutely, we're gonna start down.
You're up next. You're a tough interviewer, so.
I heard a little bit.
You're
We have a
I
little
heard.
sweatshop going in.
I'm not gonna be weird, but my back is right there, but I don't wanna lean down.
Oh, well. I know we just met, but that's very friendly.
Yo, I'm friendly, but I ain't that
Save it for
Right?
the second of
friendly.
that.
Maybe, yeah.
Thanks, man,
Next time I
brother.
see you, though.
Thank you
Just
so
done.
much,
You're
honey. You have a
welcome.
wonderful day.
You too, thank you.
Please.
It's such a pleasure.
I'm sorry we're running late, but
We will, yeah, we're gonna have fun.
sometimes you just get into a
All right,
discussion that you
I'm
can't.
supposed to talk.
Yeah.
You can't break.
Well,
I can break.
and I heard the first one was Santiago, so that, yeah, he'll go. He'll go, go, go,
He
go.
had me sitting here bawling.
Mhm.
He was bawling. I mean, and I'm not a crier, but
Sure.
damn, and I gotta say hi to this guy real fast.
So Dr. Jay Blackburn, he actually
I know
has
my
a
brother.
PhD.
Yeah.
And do you know Jay? So Jay actually, what is your degree in?
Metaphysical science. But
Metaphysical
I
science.
specialize in criminal designs.
Okay.
And like he literally is the real deal. Love. we picked his brain to death, and it inspired Nacho and I to actually take those classes and get our degrees and that kind of stuff because of this man here.
Nice.
He is such a knowledgeable man when it comes to the paranormal and everything. Yeah,
And a top-notch person.
yeah, he is a good guy. He's a really good guy. Have a seat.
Yeah. So we're running a Facebook Live. Well, it's 2 Facebook pages and our YouTube. So it'll all be on there recorded. Stickers on you.
I use those same ones.
And then I've got a backup set if these die.
Okay.
But so I haven't even been looking at
The chat.
Thank you, Danny. When you sent me a Venmo, I was so confused. Who sent you a Venmo? Oh, me. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. So, so eventually, I'll take and I'll break all these up so everybody can have their own video segment. But
sure.
it's pretty much just been running since 11:30 today.
Yeah.
So, because it's just a pain to start and stop and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, but if you would just tell the world about yourself and
Sure.
what you do and all that good, great stuff.
Well, my name's Larry Eisler. I am a filmmaker primarily. I started the paranormal 17 years ago, and I ran the gambit from trying to prove it was fake and failing miserably, then became super sciencey, and then realized that that's not the way either. So I found myself somewhere in the middle in realizing I care more about the stories than I do anything else. So obviously, I try to debunk the obvious things, right? Like that's probably the wind. That's the house expanding, contracting, that kind of stuff. That's easy.
It's eroding in the walls.
It could be anything. But, when you're standing there and you hear the footstep right there in front of you, it's like, I got nothing on that one. So, in some regard, I still do debunk things, and others, yeah, that was a thing. Cool. But I'm here to tell the story now. So that means, doing documentaries. I did a 3-season show on Paraflix called Expedition Entity, which was more lesser known locations, and I like those more. I can go to Waverly, but the story's been told. I can go anywhere, and a lot of times the story's been told. But these small places where these spirits haven't been talked to in 100 years, they're gonna have things to say. So I like that stuff. So doing documentaries, writing books, doing presentations like I'm doing today. I'm just all about it now. And it takes me all over the country.
That's amazing, right? I mean, that's one of the best parts is you get to see places that otherwise you would have never seen, right?
Right. This year, today, I'm in PA. I'm from Chicago. So it was supposed to be a 10-hour drive. It was 12 because of an accident. Next month, I'm at the Bash in Gettysburg, back in PA. Next month, I'm at the Symposium, back in Gettysburg. And then in September, I'm at the Underworld Culture Con, back in PA. So it's like I'm in PA 4 times this year. So, but I don't mind. I don't mind the driving. I like talking to people. This is new. So I love doing this stuff. So I just dig it so much.
So I have no idea how all this right here came together. We signed up as vendors. We love Sean and Danielle.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to help support them. I'm like, we'll buy a vendor table and we'll set up and vend our little wares, and we don't come here to make money. We come here to meet people. But I started doing my podcast this year, and I said, well, could I walk around and talk to everybody, introduce the vendors and whatever? And she's like, oh, you want to do a podcast? I said, yes. She said, I have an idea. I said, okay. 2 hours later, she sends me this thing with all these names and times on it. I said, what's this? She's like, oh no, you're gonna interview all of our speakers. And I'm like, Shauna.
Surprise.
What? Why? She's like, I want you to have access to everybody. I'm like, oh my God. Everything we do, we try to be authentic, right?
Sure.
We're not out here trying to get clicks. We're not out here begging for followers. In 2 years, we have almost 7,400 followers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't ask for followers. We share everybody else's information. Hey, follow these guys. We go places, we do lives, because if you can't come, we want to bring you with us, right?
Yeah.
And we do everything we can to promote everybody around us. and we don't really promote ourselves. And when Shauna said this, I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted. I don't. It's not about me. She's like, make it about you this one time.
Sure.
And I'm like, then I feel selfish because I get to hog everybody's time.
Well,
But it's a great opportunity, and I really do. I appreciate her giving me this opportunity because I get to go to your table and say hi to you for 5 minutes and never see you again. But now I got like 10, 15 minutes and we can hang out and talk. And,
absolutely.
you know, it's a great opportunity. And because of things like this, we get to do this. And I'm just so appreciative to Shauna, Danielle, and everybody that she's got working here. They're all doing a great job.
Yeah.
And this fest, I hate to see that this be the last year. So we'll see.
There's a few things that I've seen at this event that are really unique, and I go to a lot of events. The Jason thing yesterday,
Yes, that was
like
amazing.
I'm getting photos and stuff and videos and just having fun, and I'm like, this is really cool.
We did that last night. It was
Really?
amazing.
Yeah. So stuff like that, or having this set up. Not a lot of events do this
No.
unique stuff.
No.
So
And that doll room downstairs?
I'm not going anywhere near that. Yeah, so I'm also friends with the doll queen herself, Mary Jo. And we'll go to an event, show all these dolls at our table, and she's like, come say hi. I'm like, no, you come say hi to me. No.
Oh, you see, Scotty was holding her and talking to her.
Yeah, Scotty can do that.
She's very sweet.
Sure.
But and he was spot on with what he got from her. And to me, it just amazes me that multiple people get the same thing from her.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it's just, and that's just shows you their authenticity.
Well, and she's telling her story.
Yes, yes. But she's a sweetheart. She's been around. Look, something's eaten her legs over the years. It was a mouse or what it was, but a friend of ours rescued her, and it creeped her and her daughter out. And the daughter says, "Do you think Uncle Nacho would adopt the baby?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'll adopt her." And she's been nothing but wonderful for us.
Good. Good.
We do have a friend that is totally just terrified of dolls.
Yeah.
So Deborah went to the thrift store and bought just 3 random dolls. They're not, well, I can't say that they're haunted.
Yeah.
And we put them in a box and shipped them to him and made him open it on the live, and he was terrified.
Evil. Goodness.
So what are you working on anything specific now
Sure.
that you can talk about? I know sometimes people can't talk about what
I've got 2. One is called the Seance. It is basically a modern take on the first spiritual possession in the country. It happened in the mid to late 1800s at a place called Watseka, Illinois, the Watseka Wonder.
Okay.
And it's
Bye.
always described as a healing thing, a spiritual miracle. This young woman, Lorenzi Benham, was inhabited by the spirit of Mary Ruff, who had the similar symptoms, seizures and fits and all that, almost a decade prior. So, in order to heal Lorenzi, Mary inhabited her body, and Lorenzi's soul went up to heaven to be whatever it did. And after 100 days, Lorenzi returned, and then she lived to be like 92 and had 12 kids. Full recovery. So, looking at that story, the family that Lorenzi lived with, the Roths, Mary's father, they were devout spiritualists, because this was the spiritualist movement,
Yes.
like 30 years into it. So they did seances and all this stuff in their home. So my friend Neil, who produced it with me, he knows the owner now, John. Took immaculate care of this building. Put a bunch of work into restoring it, and it's a B&B now. You can rent it and stay in it.
Yes.
So he goes, "Hey, I want to try this out. I want to do a seance in this location. Cool, let's do it." He goes, "Let's do it with 150 people." I'm like, "I don't know if you can do that."
Wow.
And we did though.
Wow.
So the documentary is about the history, about spiritualism, and why like this place is so heavily ingrained with spirituality. And then 150 people on the lawn, because they wouldn't fit in the house.
Right.
About 30 or so had this undescribable experience, speaking to a loved one, where the questions were heavy. Why did my mother-in-law never love me? Did my sister love me before she passed? Is my friend okay because he committed suicide? And people at the end, they were just like, I felt relieved. So it was almost like we conducted our own spiritual miracle. It was a healing event.
Holy crap.
So, but like one medium, 150 people's energies, plus all the spirits they brought with them. She got up. People were talking to her, chit chatting. I think she went and grabbed her granddaughter. Then she sat in the passenger seat of the car, and then bam,
Oh, yeah.
just white.
Out.
So,
Wow.
so that's the first one. Right now, we're in the works of setting up distribution. So I have no idea where it's going to go and when. That's a whole process all by itself. And then we did a follow-up to it. It's called the Seance Bloodlines. So this time, instead of doing the large group event seance, we did a small seance in the house, talking to the spirits of the story. Because the official story comes from the doctor that was involved in the situation. His name was C.W. Stevens. He, spiritualist as well, was a hypnotist. And that's how they figured out what was going on, was through all this stuff that he did. Well, he wrote the story after the fact. And there's some things that were a little sensationalized, right? How did Loranzi's soul go up to heaven and be healed? What does that mean?
Did that light get brighter? Does it feel like it got brighter to you?
I'm under a brand I can't
Yeah,
tell.
me too. But it just seemed like it got really
The
bright.
spirits are like, I like his hand emotions. So what does that mean? It's very vague, but also like sensationalized to sell a book. So we go, okay, let's talk to the spirits and get the real story. So while Neil and I were doing an event at the house, this group of ladies showed up. And the 5 ladies are the great-great-granddaughters of the woman that lived to be 92. So 2 of them came back. And the 2 that came back, one of them was a spitting image doppelganger to Lorenzi, and the other was a spitting image doppelganger to Mary. And those 2 were not blood related.
Oh.
So the fact that somehow Mary's genetic look traveled down Lorenzi's family into this moment with us. So they were in the seance, talking to their great-great-grandmother. And same medium as before. And this time, she's telling the story from Asa Roth's perspective, from Mary, from Lorenzi's perspective. And they corrected a lot of things. So one of the ones that I always love talking about is, again, the story is Mary inhabited Lorenzi's body, Lorenzi left. So during, the conversation with Asa, he made reference to how sometimes it was hard for him because he's talking to his daughter in Lorenzi's body, but then the next day it's Lorenzi again. And I go, hold on, wait a minute. This is different. We were always told Lorenzi left. And he goes, no, they were both in the body. So it's not a possession, it's a walk-in. Which when you're in this world, makes a little bit more sense. Like, why would the soul leave the body?
Yeah.
You would inhabit the body with the soul to do the healing. And then there's a whole bunch more, but
that's deep. That is really,
it changes the story though.
yeah.
But granted, if you don't believe in mediumship, you might not believe it. But for us,
Yes.
she's one of the best mediums in the country. She does this worldwide too. When she says something, it's the real deal. Real deal. So she's telling this story, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this is a whole new story now. Whole new story. But it's coming from the people that lived it. And you can't refute that.
Nope.
It's their story.
I mean, that's why we do this.
That's why we do
Is
this.
to get their story.
Right. So that's the one project that one is done. I'm just waiting for distribution. And the other one, we just filmed in January in Chicago during a negative 20-degree cold snap in an old 1800s house.
Yeah.
So the house was like 20.
Yeah.
Outside was negative 20. We're all like trying not to die. So that's the one project. And the other one, that one's light, spiritual, and happy. The other one is dark and not happy. It's called Mark of the Trinity. It takes place in Wisconsin, just a little south of Green Bay, in the middle of nowhere. This farm community had a Catholic church, school, and convent, all 3 separate buildings. And basically, all the neighboring communities kind of came there, right? So very large buildings for the area. And eventually, somewhere along the line, the church wrapped up, everything kind of spread out, and people started buying. Well, one of the owners ended up basically ripping the altar out, putting it in the basement, and then removing the relic. So in our world, that's a no-no. You basically took this bubble section and punched a hole in it.
Yes.
So usually when it comes to a consecrated ground like a Catholic church, something that's not nice, very malevolent, will go into there just to mock the light side. As in like, aha, I've got this now. Big middle fingers, right? So that's what happened.
That is insane.
But we didn't know that. So we're shooting this documentary, and it started off as an experiment. I've always been on a team. I've always been with others, never alone. I'm like, let's do long-term solo exposures. Every building, one investigator alone in the building for an hour. Whatever you want, whatever techniques you want. We pre-set up Estes sessions. Because every investigator has one person was going to run in case they got hurt. And then a fifth person was watching the security cameras. So the moment we set on the property and set everything up, all panel system, 2 or 3 are running. And the system had to be in the building with the cameras. It couldn't be outside the building because they would all cut out. And we're like, what is going on here? So we're moving the system to different floors at a time, and
Oh my God.
it was nuts. So
That was
second
another-
system goes down completely, it's gone. So now we have to hide somebody in the building in an area that the investigator's not going to go to, and they're basically just listening for screaming. That's the only safety we've got now. So the other investigator and I, we're in separate buildings. She's in the church, I'm in the convent, which is the nunnery. And I'm in the attic doing an SS with my safety. And it was an hour-long SS, which I can do, it's fine. I've got no problem doing them long. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there doing my thing. I'm just like, my neck is feeling really tight. And it got tighter and tighter and tighter. I started getting choked during an SS. And meanwhile, at the same time in the church, she's picking up on me dying. And she goes, there's something wrong with Larry. I got to get to him right now.
Oh my God.
At the end of my SS, the spirit came across, and the spirit's like, him and her stick together, basement, you know, basically telling us like, this solo thing's done. You have to stay together now. So we're like, okay,
Oh my God.
let's do it. We go to the basement of the church, which is where she was at. And within like 5 minutes of being in there, she's looking at her camera because, you know, that's all the light you got is the camera.
Yep.
She looks up, there's something there. She looks down, she looks up, it's here.
Oh.
She looks down, she looks up, now it's there. And she freaked, spun around, did one of these numbers. And then as we're like, okay, it's fine. All of a sudden she's like, my back is burning. And I look at her back and it's red. So we're done. We're done. We're going back to the convent. We're wrapping this up tonight. We get back to the convent and there's a particular shape branded on her back under her sports bra.
Oh my God.
So that was the mark of the Trinity. So
Oh.
this week, Monday, I went to the Trinity by myself for 3 nights and investigated the church basement, trying to see if it would mess with me too. It's still there. It's still there. It rushed me. Again, I'm by myself in the church. I knew she got branded and scratched and messed up. And I'm looking around and picking up equipment. I look over to the right and it's just right to my face. I shared the video on Facebook. Did you see me go? And then it stopped me. So I'm by myself. I can't video myself, right? So I have a chest rig that comes out with a face pointing camera. And I'm just, talking, looking around, and I see something move out of the corner of my eyes on either side, and I go to look and I see it shift. What the hell is that? Okay, nope, shift. So now I'm trying to catch it, and it's just always staying behind me. Always behind me. And I'm like, this is unsettling. It's legitimately stalking me. So it didn't want me, it wants her. But me, her, and then the other investigator that ended up staying with us the 3rd night, the other 2 left because they started violently throwing up. They left. The 3 of us that were left the last night, when we filmed last year, have been dreaming about the place, as if the place has been calling us back. Well, I go back, and he torments me, but he doesn't do anything. I'm like, okay.
He wanted you to bring her back
He wanted me to bring her,
because if you came, she would come with you. Yes,
but I came by myself, and he's like, oh,
no fun.
what is this? So a little bit of light, a little bit of dark, but great stories.
That's I'm intrigued. I can't wait to see them for sure.
Yeah.
So do you know Blue Bodie?
I've met her a few times with the same agent. We've done events together.
So she owns a place here in PA.
Mhm. Is it that church and graveyard?
It's that church. Right?
Yeah. Charlotte wants me to talk to her about setting something up there.
So exactly what you said. It's a church, and now it's not a church, and there is something there.
Did they do the ritual to remove the relic, or do they just remove
I
it?
don't know that answer, but I can
Yeah.
tell you, we were one of the first teams to investigate it. And they gave it to us for free, and they just said, "Give us some publicity of what you find."
Sure.
I took 18 of us went there.
Mhm.
One guy drove from Gettysburg there 5.5 hours after he worked a 10-hour workday. After about 4 hours there, he said, "Hell no," and he drove back to Gettysburg that night. We
Wow.
started with 18 people. We ended up with 4 staying the night.
Really?
We had ladies being chased up the basement steps with something breathing down their neck. We had
Okay.
things thrown. A friend of mine who has been in paranormal for about 25 years is very mild mannered. He doesn't swear.
Yeah.
He left a old cassette recorder downstairs with a microphone, and he went to gather it. And as he was gathering, he had his back toward the boiler room, and something charged him out of the boiler room, and he spun around and he said, "Get back!" And it kept coming, and he said, "I said, get the back!" And it's like stopped right here, and it disappeared. When it disappeared, there was a growl. He caught the growl on his recorder.
Okay. Okay.
And then everybody was like, "We're out." And I'm like, we're staying. We are not
Yeah.
leaving. And the rest of the night was between midnight and 3. It was really dark.
Yeah.
We slept the rest of the night. You could hear people talking. You could hear walking. You could hear things moving, but nothing out of the ordinary happened after that.
Sure.
We went back another night, and there was only 3 of us there. We were sitting in the safe space, and like the 2 ladies were sitting here, and I was facing these French doors. And I saw somebody come down the steps and across into the sanctuary. And I go, "Who the fuck is this?" So I jumped up because I thought somebody broke in.
Right.
Nobody there. So we gather outside that safe space where the steps were, and
Yeah.
we entered the sanctuary. And I was again facing the safe space, and right here was a growl. And the 2 ladies looked at me and they're like, "Please tell us that was your stomach." And I'm like, "That was not." And then it did it again. And they're like, "We are out of here," and off they went. It's the place is wild.
Oof.
I also have a pretty cool video I caught. We just snapped a picture upstairs.
Yeah.
And it was one of those iPhone live pictures. And
Yeah.
so when you hold it, it plays, and you see a shadow walk by the other door. And there was only 3 of us there, and we were standing in one spot. You
Yeah.
could see the shadow walk through. I just sent that to Bodie. She's like, "That is such a good catch."
Okay.
But highly recommend checking it out. It's
Yeah.
definitely got something. Here's another thing. So I have a friend that's he just popped up there, Mars Bear. He lives in Melbourne, Australia, and I don't do any justice describing him, but he's like half human, half demon, but not the terrible, atrocious demons that you think. And he does a lot of astral travel.
Okay.
And so my buddy Damien was just here. We had just on a Estes up on the pulpit, and we did it as a live. I shut the live off, and me and Damien were kind of comparing notes.
Yeah.
And I said, "Damien, I kept seeing this face that had a lot of hair and a lot of wrinkles, and he's describing the same thing to me, right?" And we're like, we saw the same thing,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool.
Right.
Mars sends me a message on Facebook and says, the being that is there is this. And he sent a picture and typed this whole thing out. And it was exactly who we just described.
Right.
How could he possibly have known that?
Good question. Good
And
question.
so this is what he does. I was also being choked out at a investigation a few weeks ago, and he sent another one of these demons to help me, and you could hear this one that was choking me was talking, calling me names and whatever. And as he's speaking, all of a sudden you hear him go, oh, like he was gut punched,
Yeah.
and not another sound.
Hmm.
So what he does is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have him as a friend because, like I said, I was being choked out, and I'm too stubborn to get up and leave.
I didn't either.
I'm like,
I
you
pushed
are
through
not,
that session.
you are not going to beat me. I am going to persevere, and I'm going to show you. And one of the things that Bars put on there was on the live. He put in something to the effect of Lucifer's cage is empty, and that's where we're going to put him. Well, of course, I'm struggling to breathe, and I'm reading this. One buddy comes, he's stepping toward me to help me, like, we're taking you outside. And they're like, Lucifer's cage is empty. And he stopped and he's like, what the fuck, dude? He's possessed. I'm like, no, I'm not possessed.
Oh God.
But, and right then is when it ended.
Yeah.
And like, no more choking, and we never heard from the spirit again.
Right.
But these things, they can get nasty, right?
They can.
And I'm not saying it's
They
a
totally
demon.
can.
I don't.
Ours isn't.
I
It's
don't know.
not a demon.
It's just something that is.
Right. I'm working with a folklorist that has a degree in folklore, so she's extremely good at what she does. And the whole time I'm there by myself, every day I'm giving her updates like, this is what happened, this is what I felt, this is what I saw, this is what I smelled, and she's compiling it all together. And it hasn't been announced what it is yet, but she's like, this is it. Like, you have this. It's not a demon, and it sure as hell ain't human. So I'm like, I can't wait to finish this. And I get to say, like, this is a thing I encountered now.
I can't wait. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got Act 1, which was the first investigation done. Act 2 was my solo, just to test, like, hey, I'm by myself. Come and get me. Nope, it wants her. So now Act 3 is, the only way this is going to work is if you confront it.
Wow. Have lots of safety there,
So, yeah, the traditional safeties don't really work.
though. Right?
Unfortunately. So it's kind of like your faith in yourself.
Yes,
That's
yes.
all you have. And the other person next to you have to protect each other.
Yes.
So, like, I've got bracelets, rings, I have holy relics, I have holy water, I've got all the stuff. Didn't matter. Doesn't care. Doesn't care about any of it. So just you gotta rock solid yourself. To be alone in a building for 3 nights, you have to be rock solid
Oh,
anyway.
man, come on. Or a little off your rocker.
That was most of my friends, what they said. They're like, either you're really courageous or really stupid.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm courageously stupid.
See, that it's something that I would definitely do. See, my whole thing is being somebody that's been in a war.
Mhm.
I've
Me
been
too.
shot at. I've killed people. I'm not afraid of anything.
Mhm.
Right? And I want to be afraid of something.
Sure.
Because if I'm not afraid of something, then there's something wrong with me.
Sure.
And so, 2 or 3 days, I would absolutely do it because
Yeah.
I want to prove to myself that A, I can do it,
Sure.
but
sure.
B, I want the opportunity of something to scare the hell out of me.
I think my biggest obstacle was, number one, I filmed there a year ago, and there's 5 of us. And, you're not loud or anything, but there's 5 of you. You make noise. Well, you're in that same building, that same room by yourself, and it's like, this is really quiet.
Where's any
Like,
noise?
there's like nothing. And, you start to like go bored, and then you start going insane. You're like, I need to talk to someone that's not dead.
anyone.
Please. So I end up doing like sporadic live streams all day. Like, oh, I'm just popping in to let you guys know I'm still alive. Please give me encouragement. I'm going nuts here.
Yes.
Or I'd like call people and be like, hey, this is how I'm doing, because they're all freaked out. And like, that's the only thing that kept me through it, was having interaction with people, because 3 nights by yourself with no internet,
Oh, yeah.
it was like, I've got nothing to sustain my brain.
Yes.
So
It's definitely a mental test.
it is. And I did not pass it because I'm calling people and doing live streams on my phone, and
But it's what kept you in the game. I mean, you
Yeah.
got, at some point you've got to say, I've got to have some interaction, or I'm going to bail.
well,
Right?
you need to stay sharp.
Yeah.
You need to stay sharp because, again, you have to be protecting yourself now. And if anything off balances your spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, you're no longer protecting yourself. There's a hole, like in the building, there's a hole. So, whatever you got to do to be rock solid, just do it. But if you're doing it alone, take extra steps. Extra steps.
Absolutely.
But
All right. Well, Larry, tell everybody where they can find you.
sure. The best place is to find me on Facebook. Larry Eisler with the Roman numeral 3. And then I got the blue check mark. That's how you know it's me. From there, you can attach to my Instagram, which is the same thing. And that's really it. I have a TikTok, but I'm not super. I don't use it very much. Facebook and Instagram are where most of my stuff goes. And then you can find the rest. You can find the docs and the trailers and the books and my schedule of events. And yeah, I'm just kind of all over the place. So you never know where I'm going to show up, including PA.
Include
4 times.
4 times this year.
4 times this year.
So one thing I didn't ask you, and I should ask you before you go.
Sure.
Is there any? Do you have a place that you do paranormal that either is your favorite place or that just flat out calls to you that you have to go to?
Well, Jericho calls in a bad way. But the other one it's called Broadhead Manor. It's in Broadhead, Wisconsin.
I was just there.
We were with Bill.
Well, so our friends Travis and they run the paranormal team down there, and they kind of run the investigations there. So Bill's like, "Yeah, come down." We spent the night there.
Yeah.
We had one of the craziest things ever happen there. We investigated the entire night. We had a mag light up on top of the mantelpiece there in the sitting room downstairs,
Yeah.
and it sat there all night. And we interacted with it a few times throughout the night. But it was 3:07 a.m. We just shut everything off.
Right.
And we were actually going to camp out right there in that area. We all had cots.
Sure.
And we were just sitting there sitting around talking before we set them up. And nobody had even moved. Like, we've been sitting for half an hour.
Mhm.
That light comes on and rolls 8 inches across the mantle, rolls 4 inches back, and shuts off. And again, no cameras. We shut everything off. And we all went, whoa! And that's my big thing is when I watch these paranormal shows, don't overact.
Right.
All of us did, so it was authentic.
Right.
And so Deb's like, "Can you turn that light back on?" Poof, came right back on.
They're very good about the lights. Very good
But to
about
move
the
that
lights.
thing, there was nothing in the house moved.
Yeah.
It rolled 8 inches across, 4 inches back, and stopped. And we tried for another half hour to get him to move it again. It was a once in a lifetime thing.
Sure.
And of course, even the house cameras weren't recording at that moment. Because like we're on the phone with Austin, like, "Austin, can we get the footage?" He's like, "Unfortunately, the cameras aren't working right now." No, but it was a great night
Yeah.
overall. One regret I have is I was going to go into the hole in the basement where one usually is, and 2 other people got in there before I did, and I just felt like
Overdone now.
overdone, so I
Yeah.
didn't do it.
I do the same thing. Like if people are like, "Yeah, we've been in here for an hour," and you're up. Like, no, I'm not.
It's too
You burned them out.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there now.
But we did. We loved it. It was a phenomenal night. It's a hell of a drive for us.
Sure.
We're from Pittsburgh, but
Right.
we loved it. Absolutely great place.
Good. I'm
Great
glad.
place.
I'm glad. But yeah, then that's it. That's my go-to. Like all the time, I'm just like, I'll go there.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's to hang out,
Oh.
but
Bill's an awesome guy. He really is.
Yeah.
And our friends, Travis and Justin, they're firemen down the street, but they're running all I guess he has like flashlight tours and stuff good through there, and they kind of run that for him. We did get to hang out in the garage with the old fire truck. People don't typically get to investigate that. We were one of the first to go through it. There's some dark stuff in there, in that garage. Yeah, it was kind of crazy that night.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we really enjoyed that, and I can't wait to go back. Yeah. The place that calls to me the most is this little place in Circleville, Ohio. It's near Cincinnati.
Okay.
It's called the Grade Kreitz Octagon House.
Okay.
Built in 1852. The house has just recently, within the last 10 years, been moved.
Right.
Down the street and across. Walmart bought some of the land. But this house is a true octagon. Inside, there are 8 sides to the walls.
Yeah.
It's an amazing house. It needs a lot of work for restoration, but it is amazing. You have time now?
Yeah.
Awesome. We're wrapping up, but it is an amazing house. Shadow figures, disembodied voices,
Yeah.
a lot of physical touching. I was standing there by a table talking to somebody one night, and my pant leg is just doing this. This guy's like, "What is wrong with your leg?" I'm like, "Somebody's pulling my pants."
Better this way than this way.
Yes. But yeah, I mean that's the place to go. We've been there 8 times
Mhm.
in like 4 years, and they're doing an octagon there later this year. We'll go back,
Nice.
but it's an amazing place,
Yeah.
and it calls to me, and every time we go, that's where I was choked out at,
Okay.
and that spirit is never there. Now there's lots of train tracks there, and that
Right.
night was a full moon,
Mhm.
so and there was some negativity from the curator and his wife who were kind of bickering. So
Yeah.
I think they called something in off of the train that they
Sure.
didn't know they did.
Sure.
But like I said, my friend went ahead and took care of that real quick, and everything was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the place that calls to me. I mean, we go over. Last year we did 44 investigations. This year we're doing 33.
Sure.
We're on the run a lot, but that place to me is near and dear to my heart. I just can't not go.
Nice. Very nice.
Larry, I appreciate your time. I can't wait to see this stuff come out because man, I'm
Yeah.
really super intrigued.
Just follow along on the Facebook. It'll eventually work its way out there somehow.
Absolutely.
So then there's always going to be posts and trailers and teasers and all that stuff. So
Well, we'll follow it and share it as soon as it comes out.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Before I go, though, I want to make some cat calls.
Well, here, let me take my microphone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't need any more of those. I got a few already. Sold out all my cat balls in my last event, and the box didn't come in time. Yeah.
I tell you what, that's probably our most popular thing is cat balls.
Yeah.
Did she give you stickers or anything else?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Awesome. Did she give you shirt too? Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
so much. Still got juice in. So this is the only reason you have this lanyard is for this microphone.
There you go.
We're still running live. We've been running live since like 11 o'clock this morning.
Cool. Wow.
I'll take it and break it up into segments later.
Sure.
So now I'm here with James Stokes, Jason Voorhees, if you will.
Yes.
Last night was, I've never been interested in like an escape room or anything like
Yeah.
that. I just didn't think it was my thing. And we had Shauna on our podcast last Monday, and we were just talking about it. And Deb starts asking questions about it. She's like, "I really want to go." I said, "Well, if you want to go, go." She's like, "Well, I'm not doing it by myself. You have to come." I'm like, "It's not my thing. I'm not, all right, if you want to go, I'll go."
Right.
Totally enjoyed it. Would do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was the funnest thing. At first when they told me about it, what we was going to do, I was kind of skeptical, of like, how am I going to move through the house without being seen? I'm a big guy, but the way it worked out, with the steps and all that stuff, and y'all going back into different rooms, it just worked out really good. So I had a wonderful time.
And Courtney, her directions, I mean, looking back at it, she was directing us, but she was also directing you.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
she did incredible.
Her and Sean both were just incredible actors, and yeah, it was the whole setup was just
And their
perfect.
daughter.
Yeah, the daughter was great.
But the whole thing, when we first got there, the daughter was behind them, and there was kind of like this little banter,
Yeah,
which I have daughters. I'm very familiar with the
Sure.
banter, and it seemed authentic. And then as she went in, I was just like, that's interesting. And then I hear her screaming the whole
Scream,
thing.
yeah.
I'm like, got it. But really good on her part too.
yeah. She didn't believe that there was a Jason in there, and then when she came in there, she found out real quick that there was a Jason. So it just turned out really well, and everybody seemed to love it. And at the end, the Q&A, and it was just perfect. Yeah, it was a great night.
That was I don't know who came up with this.
I think it was Sean and Courtney. Yeah, they both of them, and
Really
they're
good.
the one that told me about it at a con not too long ago that we was at together, and it was just great. I mean, I just loved it.
And as somebody that's investigated the Doss house, that basement is really, really dark and creepy.
Yes, it is.
And to end there was absolutely
Yes.
perfect.
Being
I
down
didn't
there,
even know that door on the side was there.
yeah. And being down there by myself in the Jason outfit was a little creepy for me. I kept looking around, making sure that I was at least alone. But because you feel things, you feel things, and the spirits and the energy in the room was just very, very thick. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so tonight we're doing an investigation here at the jail, and me and the Blue Bodie, and I can't wait for that. We got about 10 people signed up to go with us, and so it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, that's amazing.
8 to 11.
So I think that just like last night when we were in the Doss house, nobody was paying attention to the spirits, right?
No,
And they're investigating there today, aren't they?
they are.
I think
There's an investigation.
I think they're going to have a big
I do too.
charge. And the same thing here is there are all these people in here that are not paying any attention to the
Nope.
spiritual.
No.
Some of the mediums are,
Yeah.
but everybody's like walking around talking to people, and they are not talking to the spirits.
No.
So tonight the spirits are going to be hungry.
I've been on many sets. When I was on the set of Stranger Things doing that movie, or that TV show, there was things happening on set there. That people don't even notice that it was. And then of course playing Jason.
Okay.
And then, of
3 or
course-
2 for 5.
Of course, playing Jason, all the sets that I've been on there. I mean, there was energy throughout the entire thing. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Get your cat balls.
Actually, if you want to, you can give it to the lady that's coming in.
Hello, I'm right here.
She's getting 2 cat balls.
2 for 5.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's kinda
Thank
cool.
you.
So how did you become the guy that plays Jason now?
Well, I was on the set of Stranger Things, and I was in that movie, and the director called me and said he liked my size, and they had seen me on different things I'd worked on before, and he said, I want to make you the most muscular Jason out there. So that's what I did. So it was really cool. So I said, absolutely, I would do that. I'm not going to turn down a role of an iconic character like Jason Voorhees. I'd love to play Michael Myers. I really would. I think that would be the ultimate. Getting to play both characters.
And they're very much the same character, different nuances.
Yeah.
We're asking questions.
Is it hard to play a character that doesn't speak?
It is. It really is hard because everything that you do is in your mannerisms and the way you move and the way you just the kills and all that stuff. So it's to play Jason was not the easiest thing to do.
See how it went off?
I mean, I don't
physically
overly talk with my hands, but I do talk with my
Sure,
hands.
sure.
So like, if I'm not talking, what am I doing with my?
Exactly.
What was that movie, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands. That's probably how I would feel. Is,
Exactly.
and I guess you have to teach yourself.
Everybody is.
You do. You almost have to teach yourself not to grunt or to move. When you're killing someone or something like that. Jason makes no noise. There's only been one time in the whole franchise of the Friday the 13th that Jason spoke.
$9.
Did you know that?
No,
There's only one time.
I don't even remember that.
It's when he got. I think it was in
So they measure energy.
2 or 3,
And
but he got pushed
they're also really good.
off a ledge, and he said, "Mom."
Find out.
Oh, I don't think I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to go back and.
Yeah,
watch it.
absolutely. But no, there's only the only one time that he spoke. Yes.
Are you gonna do?
So
chores?
as you're going into this, did you like go back and rewatch the movies? And how many times have you watched them?
Oh, I couldn't count. I mean, I've watched, and several of them more times than others. But yeah, Kane Hodder, I talked to him too. I was able to climb, and I was telling him I'm getting ready to wear a mask, and he kind of guided me in the way to do it. And that's what I did. That he was my ultimate Jason,
Or you can give
and
her
so
attitude and other people.
That is so cool.
it is very cool.
So there's a lot going to go into learning a character,
I've been your age.
but one that doesn't speak,
When I was
you literally have to focus on every movement he makes.
Every movement.
So
The way he walks, the way he tilts his head, the way he breathes, the way he swings a machete, everything.
Was there anything that was particularly hard for you to master?
Breathing in the suit.
Oh man, yeah.
It was very hard, especially when you're doing fight scenes and they're taking longer than what you think, and it's hard to breathe. It's claustrophobia. with the prosthetics on your face, and then got the mask over top of that, and then the suit itself weighing so much. You know, the suit itself was,
But can you
I
share?
don't know, 25,
No.
30 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You don't share?
Well, it's solid. It was hard latex.
Card.
It wasn't that soft latex. It was hard
We do
latex, and
Venmo,
it formed to my body. So it was rough.
No room for your body to breathe at all.
No, and when you moved, it moved with you, so it looked real.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
it.
Wow, that's amazing.
So
You
yeah,
just tell me
yeah, it's
which
kind of
one
cool.
that you have, and I can.
Yeah, I would say I haven't watched any of the Jason movies in a long time. She's more of the horror movie person. I'm more like a documentary type person.
Right.
But I've watched all of them. We were talking last night talking about horror movies. And I'm like, I think I stopped with movies after like Silent Night, Deadly Night 13 or whatever. But I laugh about it. But there are some really iconic movies, and
tell your mom.
most people think Jason and Michael Myers would be top of the
Absolutely.
list.
Jason, Michael, and Freddy. You know, that's the top three. And then you Ghostface, I guess. And, I mean, just Leatherface, and then I mean, there's just so many.
What do you mean?
I work with a guy that is the son of George Romero.
Wow.
No, they're dowsing rods.
It's not something he just tells people. And when I found that out, I'm like, that is amazing, right? So Monroeville Mall, which is the home of that, is about to be torn down. Wow. So there's going to be they're going to have something somewhere else out there. But I thought, I can't believe that they would tear this down if you're not going to keep them all open because, whatever. But I think it's really cool that Pittsburgh's got the history of that.
Sure.
And then I'm like, I get to work with his son.
That's kind of cool.
Yes.
Very
Tell
cool.
me
Right?
which one.
But yeah, no, I'm so happy to be here. This is my first Creeper Grill, and hopefully, I'll be back next year and do more of the same, and get to do more of this stuff. It's really cool.
So what are you guys going on now? Anything in the works?
Well, I got 34 more conventions to do this year.
Right.
34. That's what I got scheduled right now.
And how many have you already done?
10. So that's out of 52 weeks.
Wow, yeah.
So I've been booked up every week. There's 16 weeks that I go without being at home. So yeah, and then
So
I mean, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love getting to go to these places and meeting the fans and all that stuff. But I got another movie that I'm working on
you
in
guys
Columbus,
better
Ohio.
listen to her.
Start doing this in August. It's called The
And she
Massacre,
works really
and I'm
hard
the
for
killer
her.
in it as well.
Nice.
So that's it's
She
going to be
works
its own
really hard for
character.
her money.
It's already out there. I've got bald head and I got a
When she
shot in
tells
the
you to
head,
do
shot,
something,
and
it's not that hard.
and
Otherwise, I'm gonna tell you what my
I
mom
kill a
told
bunch of
me at
people.
your age.
That's
I
awesome.
hope when you have children.
Be another
they're
Terrifier
10
kind
times
of thing.
worse. You know
Yes,
what?
okay.
They were.
Well, I'm sure we'll watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely more her thing, but she watches the movie, I'm in it with her. 100%.
Right.
So if you're going to be in that area, look up that Great Crates Octagon House because it's right there in that area.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, I see. That's the thing. Now I'm starting to do more and more investigations, and I love it. I'm learning and from the professionals and watching what they do and learning about safety. As far as protection to going into these places, how to go into these places without pissing off somebody or someone or something. And I'm learning, and
Let's try PayPal.
Blue Bodie is teaching me a lot, as far as that goes. And just being with all these investigators and learning the ways of doing this is really cool.
Oh, it's
So,
Yeah, give me a minute.
I say I'm not the biggest people person because I think people in general stink. But there are a lot of good people, and when we got in this to learn about the dead, right, and to learn about the history of all these places and going places that we would never go. But I have met some of the most real people doing this.
yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
just, we
All
form
this family that we've got is absolutely incredible.
we
So
form a
going
lifelong
I'm gonna
bond
try
with
PayPal.
absolutely. The paranormal cons that we go to and the family that we made, I love them. I've done, oh my God, 12, 15 podcasts over the last 2 months. Seriously, there was 1 week I had podcasts every night. And
Well,
most
we'll
of
get you on ours too.
let's do it. Most of it's paranormal. And it's so, yeah, absolutely. Just
Now,
Contact
where are
me
you
and
guys
let's do
gonna
it.
Absolutely.
try these things
So-
first.
We
First,
definitely
once
do
we get home.
Yeah, no, we love doing this.
Before
We
you
just started the
try- before
podcast
you
in
try.
January, and I
You
think we're on like number
Each do
40
that you
something,
wanted to
not
do
counting
that
today's
not done.
Sure.
8 or 9 or 10.
Um,
Try those shoes on or
But-
something.
I was
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
do
try
one a
some.
month, and now I'm doing.
I'm gonna try
I
two
did
pairs of
3
shoes.
last week,
Take the garbage
2 the
out.
week before. I mean,
It takes a life of its own.
if
Man.
people
Give a
want to
pet,
talk,
give a dog.
I enjoy it. I want to talk, and
We got
you know,
fish.
I like to
I'll
share
take
people.
my
And,
fish out for a
you know,
walk.
we
No, I try my
can't
fish all the
take
time.
everybody with
Looks
us,
good on
but
a
if we can
vine.
do a live, then people that can't get out can enjoy it. And that's
I
you
have
know,
a
that's
fish
what we
that I like
do.
this
We
big.
don't
Oh
make
my
any money
gosh.
off any of this stuff. I think
This-
we made $1.49 off of
I have
Facebook last month.
oysters.
But we do it because we want to share this with people that
Absolutely.
they can't.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and I love doing stuff like
I
that.
have
So. And I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you taking the time to come see us. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Yeah, and seriously, contact me and we'll get on that podcast.
Outstanding. Thanks for not killing us last night.
Yes, sir.
Can I steal my microphone? Almost forgot.
Absolutely. Yep, don't-
Almost forgot.
Wait, gotta give you something.
Guys, give me something.
This is for your tree.
Oh, thank you so
Christmas
much.
tree.
That's awesome.
Somebody in the holiday spirit.
What's
I
up,
don't even
guys?
know who's next.
There we go.
Guys, thank you for hanging on to,
Do you know who this guy is? Or you're gonna be scared.
Kinda. You ever seen Friday 13th?
No.
You know who Jason is, though, right?
The guy with the chainsaw?
With the mask. The mask. Not the chainsaw.
That's him?
Machete.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the actor that plays Jason. Nice to meet you.
I
Yeah.
want your
Hey, how you
picture.
doing?
Yeah.
Well, come down to my booth and we'll take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Right from my booth. It's right there by the door. Where the girl's doing a tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right by the door.
Do
All
it.
right, as soon as we figure this out.
this is us last night.
He didn't kill us, we escaped.
We had an escape room. We had to figure out clues and how to get out.
They built a shrine, we got out just in the nick of time. He almost whacked us last night.
Oh my gosh.
It was terrifying, my heart was beating out of my chest.
At the end, we got the shrine built, and we turned around, and he was standing right behind us.
He was
We have no
literally
idea how he
right
got behind
behind
us.
me with the machete. And I was like, oh my God. I came this close to being off.
Okay, I don't know how to do this.
Dave,
So-
can you help her out?
Guys, hang in there. We got at least one more coming.
I usually don't use the app, okay? We have to go down and why is it saying that?
What's it say?
Oh, it's canceled. Where do I go?
So you can just type it in too if you want.
James Simmons.
Actually, I think you can use my phone number. It'll probably find it easier. See if that comes up. Yeah, put in my phone number and see if it comes up easier. 412-609-5537.
There, this one?
Use the road address for. Yep.
All right, now we got somewhere.
No. Lord, that was hard. I hate PayPal. Hi,
I'm
honey.
sorry.
Hi, how are you?
Just need you to
Okay.
go.
Hey,
Bye, say hi.
hey.
Hey.
Who's next? We have,
So I have to tell you that you have to watch the part with Santiago.
heard,
He had us both balling,
I heard.
and he
they're
told me
$20.
something that you
This
don't
is a
know
youth.
about
This
your
is a
mom.
medium.
And
2X, 3X.
I have to, are we due yet? Oh, yeah, it's our time right now.
um,
Oh, I have to find my wife.
so
Are you behind?
Okay.
well, some people didn't come up, and some
Thank
people
you.
took
You
longer.
just call her
Here,
out.
kids.
Because we're gonna do the memorial at 3:30.
Here.
Yeah, so you guys can go anytime. 'cause
Do not put
Patty
this on
was
the
busy.
wall at home.
Irene and Danica didn't come up.
Do not stick
Bianca
the
Well,
didn't
they
come
said
up.
you were gonna holler at them when you were ready.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
Well,
you
they
did.
said
You didn't tell me.
Sean
Yeah.
has
So
been up here
whoever-
and Irene has been up here.
You
Oh.
want Irene now?
Yeah, she
Irene.
could come up. Yeah, she got time.
So you said Irene didn't come up?
Irene and Sean.
Sean,
Bianca, Patty.
Bianca, Patty,
Who? I
you
mean,
need all of them?
whoever wants to come,
Okay, I'm gonna find someone.
because Santiago went a little bit longer.
Yep,
James couldn't stay, so he went back.
Okay.
So he just came back up, and
Okay.
I didn't know they were up here. So
Yeah, they were out here with Jay and Mark.
All right, I'll send you someone.
yeah, anybody,
And
it's
then
fine.
we'll run that one, and then we'll stop for the 3:30, and then.
And then we can
Then we
carry,
want to get out and talk to the folks.
and you might want to get out and eat something because you haven't
Yeah.
eaten today.
Yeah, do that. Okay.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah, send me somebody, anybody.
I need somebody, somebody
That's not
to
me
love.
singing, so just whatever over there.
Somebody to love.
So we have 2 more people coming,
Then we're gonna take a break.
and then we're gonna take a break from all this, and I'm gonna go maybe see some stuff and maybe find something to eat.
Because you haven't eaten today, love.
But this has been amazing. I have met some of the coolest people. And we're gonna get them all on the podcast sooner or later.
Those little boys were so cute. They're like, we've been looking for these, Mom. I made them promise, though, they have to do chores.
Go.
Because they don't listen to her. They have to do chores. Kids, if you're listening out there in podcast land, please mind your parents. They're doing it for your own good.
I doubt there are any kids watching my podcast.
Because honestly, it comes around and it will eventually catch up with you.
So let's see. I'm not going to say it out loud.
What?
Sent it to you in Venmo. I sent you a text.
Oh, okay, I got it. Perfecto. Okay. Yeah, James and Courtney, if you get on the steps here and you go out the front door, they're set up right there to the left.
Hmm, okay.
So Sean was up here and he said that you wanted him on here.
Yeah.
So he was up here, so you need him.
Well, we're only going to do one more, and then we're going to do Shauna and Danielle.
Right, and then, because I want to go in the doll museum too.
And you can go at any point. It's fine.
I know, but I would like to hang with you.
Shahi. Hi. Shahi. Mars was on. Dan was on.
This is really nice.
Yes, this was a blast.
Hello. You're welcome to come in if you want. We're just taking a break from podcasting right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been busy with podcasts since 11:45.
Yep.
Or you've been busy. So
Somebody else is coming up, but
yeah.
that doesn't mean you have to.
So do you guys investigate the paranormal?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I like listening to podcasts about stuff, but
Well,
I don't
tune into our podcast.
actually believe any of it.
So we do this podcast called The Other Side of Normal.
Okay.
We have a Facebook page, and it's Verona Ghost Chasers. And we literally investigate all over. Next weekend, we're doing a private investigation at Penhurst Asylum, or Penhurst out in the eastern part of the state, with some of the outbuildings. Then we're headed to an undisclosed location we're not allowed to talk about. Billy Creek Village, ISS, Indiana State Sanitarium, Monroe House, aka the Demon House.
Okay.
Hinsdale
House. Oh, we're everywhere. We're doing Moundsville Penitentiary private investigation. We're
Brookstone
everywhere.
Elementary School.
Okay.
So, and we do a lot of lives while we're investigating.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I made, okay, so I got these photos from last night.
Oh, that's really nice.
And then I made a deal with Ghostly Images Gettysburg. They're gonna possibly get on your podcast at some point. want to try to get us into the haunted orphanage for 4 hours for $500 and get 6 of us to go.
Okay.
Because as I explained, we are not like TV celebs and
We don't
Project
get paid to do this.
We don't have a budget like they do.
We don't get paid to do this.
And that's why we don't investigate there, because we can't afford it. Hello, can we get your photo? Can you come in?
Yes.
You got your phone handy?
Of course.
I want to get a photo. Have a seat in our chair here.
You could be on our podcast.
Would you like to be on our podcast?
What are you guys talking about today?
What would you like to talk about? The paranormal?
So they
What
Shauna
you do?
hooked us up with all the speakers from here. They've all been coming up, and we've been. You take a picture,
Absolutely.
and we've been talking to everybody.
So, oh, I want me. Okay, don't want me.
Yeah,
Together.
me.
Oops. One more. Gotcha.
You gonna take one?
Sure. Hello. Don't rip my jugular out.
I mean, when you say don't, do you mean do?
No, don't. Hey, Dad.
Hey, what's going on, Rochelle?
How's it going?
Good. So we're like doing podcasts all day from 11:45.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
it's amazing.
You have to be skinny
The
to get through
festival
here.
has been amazing. The last 2 days.
You got through there better than I did.
Have you met Tiffany?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And her boyfriend Jason.
Alright, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing in here?
Good,
You
good.
could you could come in.
And come on in. We're gonna keep this
We're still doing a
fine,
podcast, so we're still live. But
soft, feathered.
I get into talking with guests, and they can't leave, and I'm like, no, you can't leave because we're not done talking.
Do you have a second chair
You guys sit there.
Oh,
They don't need to see
Have
me.
you on our
They only need to see you.
Oh,
got it.
That's mine.
Okay.
So this is Molly.
So definitely
Molly
get in
is a
touch
sweet
with
little
us.
girl.
Would love it.
She's mostly harmless. No, she's harmless.
So
Sometimes she
Molly
plays
Dolly
with
over there is a
the
haunted
cat
doll that we
ball.
have.
Typically, if you say something
And
is
she
factual and she
loves
agrees,
cat
she'll play with the cat ball. She's been pretty
So
quiet
we're on our
today.
fifth haunted doll.
She did talk with Scotty the medium for a little bit, but she's been kind of
Who
quiet.
has? Thank you.
it's an orange cat. Be
This
careful.
is I forgot what they call this, the devil's eye or something. It's rechargeable.
Oh.
Rather than running on a battery, it's gonna die. You're gonna throw it away. You just
So
recharge
we're
it with the
We
USB.
need one of
trying to
those.
catch
Yeah.
Because we're constantly talking.
Yeah.
About $20, but I figure if I never,
Yeah, you never
I
know.
don't throw it away, I'm good.
Does it come with the stand?
It doesn't.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, we have some for sale down in our.
Is that an old
I know, it looks like an old yo-yo.
No, somebody made that. And we bought a bunch. We sold them for like $3. We only have a few left.
They just said they sell them down
I have a couple over there still, but people make it with their 3D printers now, and it's really cool that they can crank all this stuff out because
It was
it's sense to make them, you know.
Yeah.
So we find somebody that prints them. We buy them for a couple $1, $1.50, then we sell them for $3. It's still, I mean, it's worth it because when those balls start rolling,
Yeah.
you don't know where they're going to end up.
Yeah.
One time we were at the train station. What was the train station called?
And then we're like, wait,
What's it?
Roundhouse.
We
Roundhouse.
are increment.
And we were on one of the train cars,
We found
and we saw a cat ball go off,
We were here by like 7.
and we got up to leave, and
We were looking for the
we were
cat
looking
ball.
for the cat
To
balls.
pick it up
We
and
never
bring
brought
it
a
in.
cat ball in.
Yeah, we had never brought a cat ball in. So we
It
saw
was
this
just shining the different colors of light under the seats.
Yeah. And there was nothing under
Never
the
brought a cat ball.
Wow.
So it's like
Somebody
the-
brought their own cat
Yeah,
ball.
I know they were mimicking that.
Yeah,
It's like blue and red.
I forgot about that. Like, we can't explain it either. We look everywhere. There wasn't even a cat ball left over from another
Yeah, we
gas
thought maybe
station.
it was a group.
No,
and then
no,
it
no.
was like courtyard.
Yeah, we
That is wild.
It's just crazy.
That is wild. I'm gonna park my chair over here in the corner.
So,
Okay.
See, I did come prepared.
Not bad, so good.
And I apologize, we ran over time, but
I'm not worried about it. We know all about running over time.
it's Santiago up there. And you get to talking to Santiago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
We get it.
Well, he had me balling. He was balling. I mean, and I was like, it was so deep that I'm like, I can't stop doing this right now. And so James Stokes was up here and he's like, I'll just come back. And he felt really bad because I'm like, I don't want to put anybody off, but I just couldn't stop talking to him.
Yeah.
And it was just wild.
I want to head out to the Pine Barrens and investigate the fine.
Yeah, we got you both. It was good.
Yeah.
All right, so you can't see me, which is good, but I'm with Irene and Danica, and you can tell everybody what it is you do, where you are, how to find you.
All right, we're Irene and Danica. We're from Cleveland, Ohio. We do a plethora of things. We have a paranormal team called Private Eye Paranormal. Irene is a medium. She does personal readings, gallery readings.
I have a show on Tuesday nights on the Spirit Realm Network at 8 p.m. where we give live one-on-one readings, so you can jump on and be a guest. If you're brave enough to show your face, but you can jump on and I call them flash readings. They're no more than 8 minutes at most, and try to deliver messages and get as many people within an hour as you can.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's fun. It's a good time.
I have to tell you that.
And Danica's the moderator and producer of that.
So I hung out with Scotty the medium a little while ago. First time I ever met him. Very nice guy. In the paranormal world, nothing scares me. I live for something to scare me. Mediums scare the hell out of me, and I'll tell you why. Once upon a time, I was in a room, and this lady that I did not know walked up to me and started telling me all this stuff about me. And I'm like, okay, I didn't give you permission for this, right? And I was kind of like taken back, and I wasn't rude, but I'm like, you need to stop, and we're not doing this. Number one, I was in Iraq, and I saw and did a lot of things that I don't want anybody to have to see, right? And I'm not smart enough to know how to close myself off so that people can't do this, right? And I don't want somebody else to go through that. And I'm protecting myself, but I'm also protecting them, right? And they think that, and I don't know
nature you want to protect.
Right, and I don't know the ins and outs of what you should and shouldn't do as a medium, but I think there's a ethical part there that you shouldn't just. If somebody asked you, yes, and I understand that sometimes as you're in a room, you're going to hear things and feel things that somebody didn't ask you to hear or feel. And maybe they'll say to you, hey, go tell this person. And I get that, but the way this lady just came to me, and you know, Scotty being the awesome human being is, maybe somebody was just learning and didn't know any better. Okay, but I wasn't thinking about it that way, right? I mean, like, I'm thinking all the things that I keep suppressed because I don't want anybody else to know, and she's pulling them out of me, and whoa, we don't do that. So that was, you know, the whole thing, and he really opened my eyes today. So I'm not deathly afraid of mediums now, but it's just it's like this privacy thing, right? I'm on Facebook, I'm on all these things, you know, and so I'm not all about privacy, but what's in here, right? I keep private.
But
My,
it's traumatizing when you're open and just doing whatever, and then somebody comes to you. It's like they're invading your space.
yes.
Yeah.
My
So-
best friend died in my arms in Iraq. And for this lady to come up to me and start talking to me about it, how dare you? How dare you? And then I had another one that says, I'm just going to give everybody an instant reading when I tell you who you are, right? And so she went over, it was like, oh, that's great, that's right on. And she come up to me and she told me that I'm this macho, tough guy, that I put on this face, this falsehood for everybody to be afraid of me. And as she walked away, I looked at her, I'm like, who did she just describe? Because I try to be the most approachable person you can ever meet.
I don't don't think you're macho. I think you're nacho.
And that's maybe she just misread.
Yeah.
That's his name, not shows.
That's my name. It's not yours.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
Yes. So I had a couple that weren't good
Yeah,
experiences.
that's rough.
And like I said, what I have, I don't want to share with anybody else. And so I kind of avoid, right?
Yeah, I think it's situational. So depending on where you are, the environment you're in, and how necessary you feel that message might be. I don't give messages without permission. So even if you decide you're going to walk up to someone, you need to ask them first.
And that's what I would think is
You have no idea what's happening behind.
common courtesy, right? You don't know what somebody else is going. I mean, even in general public, if I just walk up to somebody, I'm going to greet them with a smile. Hi, how you doing? And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to say, "What are you looking at, lady?"
Yeah.
You know, I mean, common courtesy goes a long way, and society just doesn't really go that
Well,
way.
even during a gallery, like you tell people, if I come to you and I start giving you a message and it's uncomfortable for you and you want me to stop, please tell me stop. Because you don't want to, some people come in very fully wanting a reading, and then when it's their time to get the reading, they're like, I don't want
Especially
it.
because sometimes it's not the message that they expect.
Or from the person that they expect.
Yeah, and then it becomes a more emotional experience. And so, but that's a little harder to navigate because they did come in there, they are asking for that reading. So you try to be as gentle as you can and, you know,
Do people get mad at you for what you delivered to them?
sometimes, yeah.
And that's like you're
And my first
simply the
response is don't
messenger.
shoot the message.
Right, you're just a messenger.
Yeah, but they do. But it's I don't think that they're mad at me. They don't know where the anger is coming from because it's bringing up that anger.
Yes, yes.
And so the goal is to find healing in that. So they might get mad, but what they get is the message to think, I'm sorry. And so once they get through that first emotion, they get the I'm sorry after. You know, they understand the I'm sorry, and then they can find that healing. Because that's the ultimate goal. It's not to tell you who you are, unless the message is meant to bring healing. And to kind of just tell you, you know, a certain thing and walk away, that's a more difficult experience. But you never know. I don't know what the thing was for that medium, but you know, we have to take what we do very seriously and how we can affect other people. That's my biggest, you know, the goal is heal, not harm. So we do our very best, you know, and I was trained that way. We do our very best to not cause more pain, you know, to the person that you're sitting with.
So this was we were doing a paranormal investigation somewhere, and this was like we were all just hanging out beforehand, and she just like I'm going to go around the room and I'm like, number one, I didn't ask for it, but number two, if you're going to do it, at least be right or be close. Look, I understand that you only get what you get, right? I could sit here and put off one thing, but I'm something else, and it might take a little digging to find it, right? So I get that, but at no point do I ever act like, do I act like that?
What?
Like what she told me I was.
Oh no, you're so far from that.
So,
I mean, he looks intimidating, but he's actually a big teddy bear.
and everybody's like, oh, well, you're a big guy, you're intimidating. I'm like, but if you get to know me, I'm not. So what? I'm large. I'm not gonna hurt a fly.
Can't help it, you're a big baby.
Sometimes there are people that you know that they need this message, but they don't want to hear it, and they refuse it and say no, that's not. And then there's what you went through, and that's a whole different circumstance. You should have the opportunity to respond. Like they can respond, no, that's not right, and I just say, just take that message, just hold it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, but they're supposed to hear it.
Was it the
But
same?
for you, that's a different circumstance.
Yes, same
Was
one.
it the same lady that told me she came over the same and put her, and she goes, are you feeling okay? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you need to go to a cardiologist. You're having heart problems. Your health is really bad. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I'm really worried about you.
Okay, unless the medium has a medical degree.
Yeah.
Right, and that's
it's
exactly what I
very-
told her.
It's
And this
also
was like 2
how
years
you
apart.
frame your language.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was terrified. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, what's wrong with you? I went to a cardiologist, a pulmonologist. I'm like, and
and spent all that money.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
You know, and Scotty's right. You can have mediums that tell you, like that they just don't have the training, you know, and you just kind of and then other mediums have to kind of make up for what that experience was. But I think that's why they're the mediums that can make up for it. And you know, just like there are people that don't do good things in this world, you know,
Right.
you know, there are people that do good things. They bring back hope into your heart when in humanity when you've gone through a lot with other people.
And sadly, I think those types of folks that do that, they put a bad label on people who legitimately hone their profession and they're legit.
Yeah.
And it hurts that as a whole.
But you can look at any aspect of life and say that about somebody.
Right. And it's sad.
Police officers. I've met how many police officers today at this thing that most people don't know they're police
And I worked
officers.
with them.
And they're fantastic human beings. But you find one police officer is a jerk.
And then
Everybody
now
remembers that
is.
guy. And it is. It's true in all facets of life. If you're a jerk, you ruin it for everybody, and everybody has to work a little bit harder. No.
But it could be damaging because people come to mediums for answers.
That's the fear.
And
And that's why we have to take what we do so seriously. People might just think it's fluff or woo woo and all that, but you know, I've had people sit across from me that don't want to live anymore, and we have to be very careful in how we respond and talk to them because they aren't coming for one last message of hope, you know, to remind them that they need to be here. And that's why I also, you know, like care about making sure to recommend them to a psychologist in language that won't offend them or make them afraid. So it's all in how it's understanding who's sitting across from you and how to deliver the message, and that's the key. And so sometimes we don't get it right. We're not all perfect, but we do our best. As long as you're doing your best, I believe that spirit will bring the healing necessary as long as you're trying to do your best to bring that message in a healthy way.
So I've never met you ladies before. I mean, like in passing, we might have said hi or what, you know, but we have never sat down and really been introduced or talked. But meeting Scotty earlier and meeting you today, you're so real and so authentic, right? You're not. You don't have this big head. I'm
You don't
so
have a
much better
gimmick.
than. I mean, you're
because it's not me.
your whole
It's
thing
them.
is.
It's the higher power. It's not. You know, I say God, but it's.
Your aura,
It's not. Yeah, it's not me.
And you're talking about
And
what's
it's her support.
and you're talking about what's best for people. And to me, that and I told you I was scared to death of mediums, right? And meeting with Scotty and now meeting with you has changed my entire outlook on. Now, I know other people. Angel is our friend who's a medium, very very down to earth, but we've never done anything like that with her. And I don't as a general rule because well, I told you what I keep inside, but also my biggest fear is my buddy's going to have something to say to me and I do not want to hear it. Right? I've spent the last 30 years of my life wishing it was me instead of him. And I know he's going to tell me the opposite, and I'm not here to hear it.
Right.
But the feel I get from you and the feel I get from Scotty is just totally different than everybody else I've really encountered in this. And so when I say scared to death, I'm not scared to death, but I would never trust anybody like that until now. So take it for whatever that's worth. I just think that both you and Scotty are very down to earth and generally do this because of the right reasons. And I think other people don't always do it for the right reasons.
It's true. I mean, it's everywhere, but it definitely happens in our field.
Every profession, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is every profession. It's that ego that gets in the way.
Right.
And that's one of our saying is leave your ego at the door, right? We go investigate with people. I don't care if you have 100,000 followers and what
That doesn't matter to spirit.
The spirit doesn't care, and I certainly don't care. Leave it at the door. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have a good time. And if you can't do that, then we're gonna do this once and we're done. But I think that being a genuine person is the number one thing anybody can do.
That's all both of us aspire to: authenticity and genuineness. So, I mean, we're not perfect, of course not.
Nobody's.
But that's what we try to do.
Have you ever?
You seem like that kind of person too. So.
I try to be that person. I
And
really do.
also,
Thank you.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
Thank you.
Have you ever like ruined a surprise for somebody?
sometimes, yeah.
Like Scotty told me that he once ruined an engagement because he's like, "Oh, you just got a ring," and she's like, "No." And the guy called him like 2 days later, like, "Dude, you just ruined my thing because I was gonna propose this weekend."
That's a bummer.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm gonna duck out. I have a few things to do, but
Oh, yeah.
when you go, each of you take turns.
Okay,
I'm
thank
thinking
you.
we have to go
so
for
much.
the memorial too.
Yeah.
So just like I have done that, but mine is more. I'll call at the wrong time when somebody is supposed to be doing something like for me, and I ask, "Where are you? What are you doing?" And I'll do things like that, or or I'll
It's very
show
hard
up.
to surprise her.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't do a surprise party for her. She would know
I
exactly
would just
what
know.
was going on.
And I'll show up when I'm not supposed to show up, and I have no idea how I ended up doing it, but
That's
I show
great.
up. Yeah.
That's great. That is great. No, that's now. You guys said you're from Cleveland. Where?
We're by the lake.
Yeah, just outside of the city, just east of the city.
So I grew up in a little town called Chippewa Lake, which is down by Brunswick,
Yeah.
Seville, Lodi. My mom and sister both still live in Brunswick, and we go there often.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
always there. Yeah.
I
Like
was
that's
just
6
there for
degrees.
work like
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yeah. So we spend more time doing our paranormal investigations in Ohio than we do anywhere else. There's so many places in
There
Ohio.
are.
And we do an intro to paranormal investigation class, and we have like a bunch of evidence. Right, we've been to a lot of locations at this point, but a ton of our evidence, I just noticed the last time we did our class, most of them are from Ohio. There's just a couple that are not from
Have you
there.
been to Prospect Place?
No, I want to go.
You have
Evidence
to go.
every time.
I want to go.
It's wonderful.
The guy I work with, the vice president of my company. I work for Pittsburgh Brewing. We make Iron City beer.
Oh yeah.
The vice president of the company, his brother went to Prospect Place, and he didn't go as a paranormal investigator. He just went for whatever reason. He saw something in one of the bars or something, and to this day will not talk about it.
Really?
And he would never ever go back there.
I have to show you
So
this
we
image.
definitely
Keep talking. I have
need
to
to
show
go.
you this.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can find it.
But no, that's definitely one place that I would go is Prospect. Where else have you been? Madison?
We've been to Madison several times.
Yeah.
Actually, one of our teammates passed away a year ago, and Adam Kimball gave us Madison Seminary to do a fundraiser for our
That's
Buddhist
awesome.
family. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see, we've been there. We've been Circleville, Ohio, a place called the Great Kreitz Octagon House.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been there 8 or 9 times. That's that place calls to me. It like draws me there.
I think I've driven past there, but we've never investigated.
We've gone to the property. Yeah.
We have?
Yeah. You don't remember?
How do I not remember
It's
that?
like sitting in the middle
We
of the
walked.
field.
We walked around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's an awesome place. I mean, every time I've gone there, we've had disembodied voices, we've had shadow figures, we've all been touched. The last time something came that wasn't normally there and was physically choking me out.
Oh my gosh.
Never had anything like that
That's
happen
crazy.
before. But there's there's all kinds of train tracks around there. And that night there was a full moon. And the guy that runs it, him and his wife were there, and they were bickering all night. And I'm like, they pulled something off of one of these trains with their negative energy. And but we went back right a couple weeks later, went back, and the house is back to normal. That thing isn't there.
We have
Energy shifts.
we have those types of
We've
experiences.
been to a place, Beale was like that. We went one time to Beale Manor, and then the next time we went, it just had a totally different energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Here
were
we
in Bill Manor one time, and Carlo was showing us around. And we were upstairs, and he was in that back bathroom. We were right outside, and he's talking about this bathroom, and he said, this bathroom used to be a bedroom. And out of my mouth came these words that I have no idea where it came from. I said, I remember that. And he looked at me, and I'm like, I didn't say that. He's like, yes, you did. I'm like, oh, no, I did, but I didn't. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, I think we did a walkthrough the first time we didn't know anything about it, and there was that you picked up on the car accident that was outside.
Yeah, the car
guy who
accident.
got
Mhm.
hit and ended up dying there.
Yeah, it was oddly, it was in the children's room, like
Yeah.
that area with the cribs.
Yep.
Here, this is at Prospect. So this is me in the mirror, just a normal picture, right? I took the 3 shots.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the actual image right there. Okay.
She just
Now-
zoomed in on the
I zoom in on the mirror here,
Oh.
and I
Whoa.
showed it
It's in
to
front of her
several
face.
people, and they have no idea. Even the image changes to like this interesting, like
Whoa.
pixelated type of image.
I said
And
it
the
looks
one
like
right
the
after
Saw
this
guy. What's the
It
Saw?
does. It looks just like the saw. I don't know what his name is, but yeah,
It's
that's the
weirdest
first thing I
thing.
thought of.
And I cannot explain it. I've showed it to many people, and the only
Like her hair is there still. It's
yeah,
just the face
it's like
is
the right in front of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That is wild.
Yeah. It's I still to this
Yeah,
day
we've
it's one of the
gotten
best.
great, yeah, we've gotten
images.
great EVPs there.
Yeah.
We've been
Class
touched.
A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. Last year we did 44 investigations plus
Oh my
Paracons, plus we go to all the local breweries and do Paranormal 101 and Ghost Talks and all this stuff. Now this year we backed off and we're doing 33.
Holy.
And more Paracons, and now we've added podcasting.
When do you have time to clean the house? That's
Well, she's retired.
Oh, okay.
She's retired. Lucky her. I've got, let's see, today's the 20th. I have 3 years, 11 months, and 11 days till I can retire. Not that I'm counting, but.
11. No, I'm just kidding.
And what did you say you do? What at the Pittsburgh Brewery?
Yeah, I'm a brewer. I brew the beer.
Oh,
Very
awesome.
Now you gotta have some stories there at the brewery.
So the building that the brewery is in was built in 1881.
Yeah.
It wasn't always a brewery. It's only been a brewery for a few years.
Okay.
But all the lights are motion lights. So when you walk into an area, the lights come on. For a while, I worked by myself in the evening time from like 5 to 8. There was nobody there but me. And I would go out to go do something. The lights over there would turn on. The lights over there would turn on. And I'm just like, all right, you can stop. Now, could it be a rodent or something got in running around?
But that way in a row.
But it
like
just
that?
goes right in a row.
Interesting.
And one morning, the guy that I work with now, he works in the mornings. He starts at like 3:30 in the morning. He come out of the control room, was headed out to where the tank farm is. He said, and I see somebody walking out there. And I'm trying to think, nobody's here but me. Who is this? And he said, and I really looked at him, and he had nothing from the waist down. There was no legs, but this person was just walking away from him. But there's so much noise contamination in it. Filters running and fans running. You could never really
You can
investigate
never
in there.
investigate.
But it's pretty wild.
We went
It's pretty-
to it was a brewing company that was in an old church around Pittsburgh.
Yep, Church Brewing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'll send you an
so
invite.
much.
We can actually do a real podcast.
Sounds great. Awesome.
I appreciate you so much. We'll come down and say hi too. Oh, telephone. Bodie left hers. Scotty left his. Okay, guys, got to take off.
Thank you.
One more podcast later.